session, and this is the last technical session of this 3-day seminar on agriculture resource management for Atmanirbhar for renewable and non-renewable energy resources. And for this, the chairperson is Professor N.S. Rathod, who is Vice Chancellor of MPUT Udaipur, co-chairman Ranipol, Sikkim of our university. And rapporteurs for this session will be Professor Mahendra S. Sevda and Dr. N.G. Joy Kumar. I think all are saying that Dr. Rathod is in Bhilwara, and from Bhilwara, as soon as he comes back, he will be joining us. Till then, this session, and so when Dr. Rathod comes back, he will deliver his keynote address. So what I will suggest is that Dr. Dabral said, as per the timetable, so just give a little time. If in case Dr. Rathod joins, he will give his keynote address. I think that all the presenters are there and rapporteurs are also on duty.
Time entering 3:30.
We have to complete this session by 3:30. So I hand over the stage to Dr. Dabral.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, each presenter will be given at least 10 to 15 minutes time. Our first presenter is Dr. A.K. Mishra, and he'll be speaking about energy efficient improved biomass based dryers for humid climates of NH region. I invite Dr. A.K. Mishra to present his paper.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, and good afternoon.
Sir, before the start, may I just request you, Dr. Mishra sir, wait a minute. Dr. Dabral sir, you may maintain 10 minutes for each speaker, sir, because we have to finish off session as early as possible for the next session also.
Okay.
Dr. Mishra, you can start.
Okay. Are you hearing me?
Presentation. You take 10 minutes, 10 minutes time.
Good afternoon. So I am here to present my topic on the dryers by using the biomass. Screen share is why is this not coming? The screen is not sharing.
Yeah, your screen will be shared just now. Yeah, your screen will be shared. कर दिया? Yeah, you can share your screen now.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Now I am presenting this my topic on energy efficient improved biomass based dryers for humid climates of NH region. For Atmanirbhar Bharat, the income generation by drying operations and through value addition and processing, we will get the people of NH region self-sufficient by using different type of operations for the safe storage, by processing the product and for processed products. The Nash region is the topographically, climatically and culturally distinct from the rest of the country. The region offers a tremendous scope for development of renewable sources of energy, which can become a milestone for the development of the region. The villages vary in size and population and are scattered all over the area. These villages have no power or very less powers available. Then we have to think about this. We have to provide a dryer based on biomass. So why biomass? The potential of renewable alternative energy from biomass locally available in the village can be used for efficient drying and dehydration of agricultural produces, for value addition and income generation, for making this biomass to briquettes. By making this briquettes as a biomass, we have to use these briquettes as a smokeless fuel in the gasifier stoves for the heat supplementation during drying. So this is a scenario of the traditional biomass consumption in India. The fuel wood is consumed around 205 to 250 million tons. Crop residues are available under 16 million tons. Dry dung available is 35 million tons. It is around 356 to 400 million tons availability of the biomass. And these are used in different sectors like this forest, rural area, this is 83%, non-forest, rural area 65 million tons, urban areas, cottage industries, rituals, restaurants. So these are the uses of this present biomass. These biomass, when it is loose, having very low bulk density, around 82 to 100 kg per cubic meter. But when we have to convert it into the densified form as a briquettes, so its density will increase around 600 to 800 kg per cubic meter, and its calorific value also very high. So this is some traditional practice in Northeast region. This is the picture showing the Meghalaya state, where this green trees are cut down and converted by the earth. They have to make the wood charcoal by these falling trees. So this is the picture showing, and this quantity of green wood household per cubic meter per year is how much we have to use, the rural, semi-rural, urban. These are we are represented into the graphs. For this suitable conversion of this biomass locally available in the village, we have designed and developed a portable kiln. This is the conversion of loose biomass into the charcoal. So here this is the metal bin of having capacity 20 kg. We have to fill the loose biomass wood pieces into this, and we have to burn in oxygen free environment, and we will get from this wood to this type of charcoals. Function is the converts loose biomass and crop residue into char by pyrolysis. Charcoal making by pyrolysis process, which retains high fixed carbon around 71%, low ash content 15%, less moisture content 50 to 60%. It will give comparison to traditional method of charcoal making. So this is the use. We have to use this biomass charcoal available from the pyrolysis process for conversion into the brick form. The briquette form is the local level by the local farm women and local farm pupils. This is a screw type of briquette making machine where we have to mix this charcoal with the cow dung 10%, and we have to get this briquettes, which after drying we have to use it as a fuel into the stove. And this is a technology we have developed to convert the paddy, because this Northeast region is full-fledged of the paddy husk. So this paddy husk we have to convert into the charcoal, and this charcoal we have to mix with the cow dung at a 10 to 15%. And by local methods, this is a simple frame. We have to press it, and we will get this type of briquettes. Or by pressing this small equipment in the barrel type, we will get this type of briquettes into the from the paddy husk. So this we have to use as a fuel for the drying operation or into the dryers. These are the briquette machines where we have to use for continuous production of the briquettes. So these biomass dryers, the suitable biomass dryers are not available into the country. So being low solar radiation into the NEH regions, because the NEH is, the rainy seasons are around 6 to 8 months. So for this purpose, we have designed and developed a dryer, suitable dryer based on direct and indirect heat supplementation. These biomass-based dryers are designed and developed for efficient drying under humid and rainy climates without spoilage of fresh materials. So here, why we have to go for these dryers? These are the lightweight. There are 3 types of dryers we have designed. This is the first is the drum dryer of 20 kg capacity. Second is the portable, where we have to force air, hot air we have to place inside the dryer, and we have to dry the material up to 50 to 100 kg per capacity. And this second is the hybrid dryer, where we have to use the solar energy and biomass from the stove to dry the material 100 to 250 kg capacity. So these dryers are suitable for the drying of large cardamom in the Sikkim region, ginger, turmeric, fruits, vegetables, green leaves, mint, coriander leaves, moringa leaves, and other type of activities like this, making of bari and others in the traditional method. So this is a view of the fresh large cardamom. So this large cardamom, if we cannot dry in time, after 3 to 4 days, this will get spoiled, and this color will get changed. So there is a need to dry after harvest immediately for this large cardamom. So this is a picture where we have to show the traditional bhatti. Using this traditional bhatti, the farmers are using very high amount of fuel wood to dry this large cardamom from 75 to 80% to 10% or 8 to 9%. These are the some bhattis we have to use into the Sikkim. These are the bhatti where we have to use the fuel wood to dry the material. And this is the improved bhatti designed by the ICR for the drying of large cardamom. So here we have this in the straight, we have to burn the fuel, and here the drum, this indirect heat goes inside, and here the cages are placed inside, and we have to dry the large cardamom in this type of bhatti. But the fuel wood requirement is very, very high. Per kg, around 8 to 10 kg fuel wood is required to dry this type of system. So based on this, we have to design a suitable dryer. So this is the first prototype we have developed, where this hot air, we have to supplement the hot air to the dryer, and through this dryer we have to dry the material. So this is the large cardamom, and this is the dryer we have developed. This is the first prototype developed under the Sikkim. So here we have to use the large cardamom for the drying operation. So this, you see the result. When we have to dry this large cardamom under this hot air condition with low biomass, so this color, we have to achieve a very good pink color of this original pink color of this large cardamom. And when we have to test this traditional bhatti, so this color is very, very dark and black in color. So here we get the good quality product by the drying of hot air, and we have to fetch the very good price into the market. So this, based on this previous, we have to design the improved version of this dryer. So this improved version of dryer, we have to place the smokeless stove, where only the smokeless fuel we have to use, and hot air will go through this dryer. And here is a screen where we have to place the drying material, and we have to close this, and we have to maintain the temperature in this dryer around 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. And the humidity or the water evaporated through this material, it escapes through outlet, and we will get the drying operation around 6 to 8 hours fully dry, from 60 to 80% of fresh moisture content to 7 to 8%, 10%, whatever the desired moisture content we have to get achieved through this type of dryers. So this improved biomass dryer, based on portable hot dryer, is designed for drying 20 kg per batch of freshly harvested large cardamom and other vegetables. The large cardamom dried at controlled drying temperature 55 degrees Celsius and produced dried cardamom with pink color and average 11 to 12% moisture content. These help to save 60 to 70% fuel and can be used for drying of other high value crops. So this is the pictorial view of the drying of this slices of turmeric rhizomes and whole rhizomes. This is another picture where we have to dry this potato chips. After blanching, we have to dry, and we have to sell it into the market for the value addition. I say Atmanirbhar Bharat. So this is this dried potato chips. We have to go for frying, and after frying, this will be used for the eating. And this rhizomes, after drying, we will convert into the powder. This is the turmeric powder, ginger powder, any type of powder. The second dryer we have developed, this is known as forced hot air dryer. This has capacity 50 to 150 kg per day. So what the function this? Here we have to supplement this hot air or hot air through this stove, through this pipe. We have to suck. Here we have to use a blower, and through this blower we have to force the hot air through the bed. Side is we have to use for filling of the material, and inner is the plenum chamber through which the hot air will be forced, and we will get the dry material within 1 or 2 days, with the capacity of 100 to 150 kg. So based on this size of this dryer are the 800 plus 100 millimeter and 900 millimeter height, and loading capacity is 50 to 150 kg day. depending upon the density of the material which we have to go for drying at 50 to 60 degree temperature. So this is the pictorial view of this dryer. So this capacity is 150 kg. Single phase hot air blower is required here. Drying time is needed in 8 to 24 hours. 8 to 10% moisture content we will get. And this is suitable for the drying of the whole maize, early paddy, large cardamom, and other. So this, you see, this hot air we have to place through this pipe, and this will force, and the moisture and fumes will come out from this sieve. So this is the pictorial view of the drying of this large cardamom. Here, this is the drying of whole turmeric rhizomes. Here, the drying of the leaves. So these are the different pictures you have to see. This is the under operation, different type of drying operations. And this dryer we have to demonstrate it to our ex-vice chancellor, Dr. Puri, and our this ex-DN. They have appreciated much for this the use into the Sikkim condition and other northeast regions. And here you see that common practice in Sikkim. They have to hang this maize cobs into the open area where this will get the fungus and other things due to the drying, and it will take very large time for the drying of this maize cob. So for this type of dryer, we have to use it like this. We have to place it into the dryer, and through this pipe we have to place the hot air, so this will get dry very fast. And this is the early harvest paddy we have to dry through this type of dryer. So this is the different type of process product. This is the fenugreek. We have to dry on the fenugreek leaves and make the powders for the use. This is the ginger. This is the dry ginger. This is the turmeric. This is the dry turmeric. And this is the ginger. And this is the powder from this ginger. This is the ginger powder, turmeric powder. And the third one we have to develop. This is the hybrid dryer based on the solar and hot, because this open area drying, you see this open area drying, what is the problem? It depends on environment. It takes 2 to 4 days time for sun drying. Contamination by dust, molds, and others are possible, and quality and color loss we have to get under this. And when rains come, so it is impossible to collect and send it.
Dr. Mishra, you are exceeding 10 minutes.
Okay, just I complete. So this is the dryer we have to use for the drying of the different materials, 100 to 250 kg. So this is the hybrid dryer where the solar radiation and biomass stove we have to use to dry the different type of material. This is the CAD design of this, and these are the dimensions. The cost of this dryer is 1.25 lakhs, and it is suitable for fruits, vegetables, plant leaves, flowers, herbs in 6 to 24 hours. This is the drying operation. You see the pigeon pea dal we have to dry under this, and this all the moisture we have to escape through these 2 fans inside. So this is the working principle of this hybrid dryer. These are the different type of gasifier stove we have to use to supplement the heats. This is the rice husk and wood chips husk based stoves, and these are the drying product. This is the onion, this is the peas, this is the carrot shreds we have to dry under this, and this is the paper published on this drying of this carrot shreds into the journal. This is the note published in Journal of Food Process and Preservation in September 27. Here we have to place the result of this carrots under this chips and this thread form, and this is the tomato slice we have to dry. The turmeric rhizomes, the whole slide moisture content.
Dr. Mishra, you are exceeding the time.
Yes, sir. That's now finishing. Now conclusion. It has been established that drying of agricultural produce after harvest is technically, feasibly, and economically viable. Farmers capable of moderate investment can choose biomass, hybrid dryer, hybrid solar dryers according to their individual requirements. In order to encourage small and marginal farmers to use dryer, it is necessary to provide low-cost, easy-to-use dryers for preservation and value addition for income generations. By using small-scale processing units at farmers' level into the hills of NS regions, enhance the value addition in processing of pulses, encourage them for growing pulses as second crop after paddy and other valuable products. So this is all about the 3 types of dryers we have to use under designed and developed under the Central Agricultural University for the people of benefit of the people of the Sikkim and other NES region. Thanks for giving me the time to listen this about the dryers.
Dr. Mishra, you have just discussed about this dryer smokeless.
खाना खा के नहाओगे कि नहा के खाओगे? मैं तो कह रहा हूँ खाई लो फिर नहाओ, क्योंकि नहाने में बड़ा लगेगा टाइम जितना बुखारी बहुत टाइम लगेगा.
Hello.
Hello. Dr. Mishra,
Yes, sir.
if it is successful dryer, so why
Yes,
it is not accepted by the farmers in Sikkim region so far?
sir, this as I show you the first dryer, it is the 20 pieces we have to produce, and these are placed to the different parts of the Sikkim, and the farmers accepted this. And the third one, this is the hybrid dryer. This is accepted by the ICR. We have to develop under the Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering, and these dryers are very much suitable for the drying of different operations. So these dryers, the concept of these dryers are to use the biomass.
I'm talking because this drying process in various crop in Sikkim is a major problem.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
But still farmers, they do not have anything. Even this our institute, this spice board, they are having so many problem about this drying every time they come. If
Yes,
it is so successful, why it is not popular among the farmers?
sir, you are in the Sikkim, you are the dean, so you have to provide this dryer because we have to design and develop this technology as available. If they want to use it, we can provide it. You have to send a letter, request letter, we have to permit it, and you have to send the prototypes to the ICR as well as the farmer.
See, I am asking about the acceptability by the farmers. What
Sir,
is my duty? I know very well.
this is very well accepted by the farmers. I think Dr.
No,
Shravan
it
will
is not
explain about
accepted
this.
by the farmers so far.
Because I leave this 2014 the Sikkim, and before that these dryers are tested. So further, what action this our university have taken, our college has taken, I have no idea about this. But during my presence in the Sikkim, these dryers are very much demonstrated to the people, and they accept this for the drying of different type of things. And this this large cardamom, we have to dry and give this technology to the ICR, to your Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture. I think these units are available with the Sikkim. These 20 numbers are dryers are fabricated there in Sikkim in 2014. Dr.
Thank you,
Sevra,
Dr.
have you
Mishra.
any knowledge about this?
Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Next speaker is Mr. N.G. Jaikumar Singh, and he'll be presenting on entrepreneurship development through processing of pineapple for the rural use in northeastern region.
Okay. So am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you can continue, Dr. Joy Kumar. You are audible.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Very good afternoon to Honorable Vice Chancellor N.S. Rathod, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor M. Premjit, and a respected Dean Professor Jabra, College of Engineering and Technology, and other delegates. Very good afternoon. My topic is entrepreneurship developments through processing of pineapples for the rural youth of the northeastern state, in fact. So this particular topic, why I have chosen is, in fact, we know pineapple is one of the unique crops in the northeastern states, including Manipur. And in the farmers now, we are not able to develop so much, really get the income out of that. So knowing after all these problems, so in fact, I have chosen this particular topic. Since all the challenges what we faced, why we are not able to become an entrepreneur. It's all because we have a big problems for the transportation, and then people over here in rural areas, especially, so they don't have what they call the proper cold storage and a proper refrigeration system, etc. And in spite of that, also they don't have a proper processing technology knowledge. So because of all these things, northeastern states, so in rural areas, we are not able to come up as a successful entrepreneur. So knowing all this bottleneck, I have just tried how best we can, I mean, what are the different techniques? Hello? Hello? Can I continue, sir? No. Yeah. So knowing all this, what happened is we have developed certain technologies with which one can become a successful entrepreneur. As I'm showing over here, this is unique crops of Manipur or northeastern states. Among them, pineapple is one of the most potential crop. So in fact, how one can become an entrepreneur? We have a very good production, very vast area for production for the pineapple. So basically, two varieties are very prominent. So just citing queen variety is one variety, so which has got a very good PSS value, which is liked by many people. So in fact, truly speaking, so this it is really incomparable with the ones who are available in different parts of the country. And then another variety, which is Q variety, again, this is used for making canning, canning and other jam purposes, etc. So taking the advantage of all these unique crops of northeastern states, one can become a successful entrepreneur. In fact, nowadays, every year, we are exporting about 150 to 200 tons of the pineapples to other cities. In fact, the problem is, for the transportation, we are incurring so much money. So per kg, it comes to around 35 to 50 rupees. And then, so whole money is going outside. So now my target is to how best we can erase whatever money which is flowing out of the states and which will retained in the rural use of the state. So truly, and the pineapple, as you know, so it is almost available, say around about 7 to 8 months in a year in Manipur. Because queen variety, in fact, it is available on June to September. And then after this queen is over, the new variety that is queen October to January to Nirbhar. So like that, more or less 7 to 8 months are available in Manipur and northeastern states. So taking this advantage of the vast diversity of this availability, so one can become really, and one can process and do and become a successful entrepreneur. I'll be coming to it. So as I mentioned, so it is available right from say January, February, and then starts again in June, July, like that. So more or less 7 to 8. So after these are the different seasons available. Based on that, one can think about processing of this pineapple at what type of, what type of, which season is, the glut season for the pineapple like that. Okay, now when we think about becoming an entrepreneur, doing some processing of a pineapple, so one has to keep in their mind. So during the transportation, in fact, there are a lot of wastage, a lot of crushing, brushing, compactions are taking place. So my request over here is, so instead of transporting from the far distances, so the small micro level processing unit could be started, because as we can see over here, so like during the transportation, such type of problem occurs. Then what is the alternative? We'll have to establish micro processing unit at the farmers level and rural units. So transportation, of course, we have the technology. Now, when we talk about the processing, in fact, handling of the pineapple, it's not very easy. So right from harvesting is a big problem. So our university has developed simple, very friendly, eco-friendly machines. So that is a pineapple harvester, with which the drudgery level of harvesting the pineapple is almost solved, you can say. So in fact, these machines, by standing position, one can harvest and pick up from that place and then can be collected. So this particular machine has been commercialized so far. maybe probably 15 to 16 numbers have been, sold to the market. Then after harvesting problem is solved, the next coming up, so there are small tools like this. So that is a hand operated tools only. So such type of small tools. So this will do the processing very fast. Say, in fact, peeling of a pineapple, removing the peel, core, etc. It is not very easy things with a knife. With such type of small tools.
Kumar, be fast.
Okay, sir. Okay. Then. So with such type of small tools, one can do the processing very fast. So like that, we have another small hand tools. So which again will do the peeling, coring, etc. And then such type of a small tool, it costs hardly 200 rupees. So even this many, this particular tool have been also been commercialized. Then coming up next, once the slice form is obtained using all these small tools, then we can go for osmodehydrated products. So such type of osmodehydrated product, what we need is a small dryer, and then such type of solar cabinet dryer and working tub dryers could also be used, because these are renewable energy kind of machineries. So this dryer, though I'm showing over here to the drying of the material, even a pineapple, tidbits, rings, etc. could be tried in this. Okay, and then when we want to handle a large amount of such a pineapple, tidbits, etc., we have a biomass heat generator dryer. So let me take 1 minute in this. This particular dryer, in fact, here at the bottom we have a furnace. This furnace will be burned, and then the hot air will pass through the small channel, which is guided by this red color arrows. Then the hot air will come back to the furnace, and the space between this channel, we are keeping the material. That means, so what our materials will not come in contact with this the smoky hot air flue. So it is a kind of an indirect method. So in this way, one can try more than 80 to 100 kg of pineapple slices, and this has been commercialized. And this is most useful in those areas where the electricity is not available. In fact, to speaking of Manipur, solar energy high, again, some problem because sunshine hour is very less. Okay, coming up to the different value-added products. In fact, we have developed certain technologies like ginger RTS, the pineapple RTS, which actually is made without having any kind of preservative. Even this technology has also been commercialized. In fact, one company, a firm has already taken up and started selling of this one. Even this technology has been commercialized. And then another entrepreneurs, in a small scale entrepreneur with a small 1 or 2 machines, and which we have developed and have given to them. So this is one example I'm showing here. So one small scale entrepreneur was already started in some part of Manipur, some village. Other than that, so when a farmers or rural persons, if they are not able, when they want to handle a large amount of this pineapple, in those cases, what happened? In that case, we have a mobile pineapple processing van. This pineapple processing van will go to the processing production site and will do the processing. And in this way, the farmers will be benefited. Hello, I'm getting disturbed, sir. Hello, sir. Somebody is talking continuously, sir. Okay, this pineapple van will do the processing in the village level and will convert it into juice directly. Yes, sir. I'm coming fast.
Please.
Okay, so there was even at this pineapple banks, it was when there was a busy but honorable, and there was a huge appreciation. So like that, once the pineapple juice is produced, then we convert into pineapple powder. So this way also we can make the benefits to the farmers. So this is the process work. Other than that, sir, 1 more minute I would like to take. So other than pineapple juice, pineapple leaves, once it's harvested, these leaves actually we can convert it into small fabric, very fine fabric, and we can make. In this way also local people can earn money. And then another, this from the pineapple waste, all these peel, leaves, etc. This could be crushed and it can be fermented, semi-fermented. Say, I mean, once it is crushed and packed in this, container and packed it for say one week or 10 days. Even as a semi-fermented food, it's completely rich with the protein. Even if this is best suited for these cattle feeds. I mean, cattle as well as the pig raise. In this way, income generations for the farmers and in especially rural areas, rural people can be really a big boost to them. And then whatever products we have a very good chance because northeastern states we can transport directly to the other parts of the country. So finally, there is a what you call a need for establishment of a small and micro processing units for the pineapple for income generation of the rural people, and then such type of a mobile processing ban, which should be region specific, say for the pineapple and for tomato, whatever. So like this should be what they call given more attention. Effective marketing policies should be given again more attention. So this way, rural what they call rural people can be benefited. Thank you very much.
Dr. Jayakumar, I would like to ask one question.
Yes.
Regarding this pineapple powder,
Right.
do you use this after this juice and drying operation, etc.? Do you use any sugar content or any chemical? Do you use?
So during the juice from the juice directly, actually in the beginning, in order to make it little thickening, we use maltodextrin to the level of 15%. Suppose when we take 1 liter, we take around about 15% maltodextrin. That is the only maltodextrin. Again, it is not a chemical. It is produced from what they call the maize only crops. So that purpose of that one is for making it little thicker. Then we pass it to the several columns. So that column actually there we are removing the aroma. Once the aroma is removed, then the condensed kept it in a condensed form. Then after removing the juice is passed through the spray dryer, make the powder, and at last this aroma is injected to that. So finally it comes over as a powder. So there is no question of adding any chemical in it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jayakumar.
Thank you, sir.
Our next speaker is Dr. P.S. Khapate. He is from ICR Kajri, Jodhpur. Is he available? Hello.
Yes, sir. I am available, sir. Hello. Am I audible, sir? Sir, my presentation is visible, sir. Sir,
No, it is not visible.
Visible, sir. No problem. You start.
visible, sir.
Yeah.
It is visible. You may start.
Good afternoon to everyone, respected chairman, co-chairman, rapporteurs, and all esteemed delegates of today's National Web Conference on Agricultural Resource Management for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today I am going to talk on protected structures and irrigation regimes affect growth, physiological parameters, yield and water efficiency in tomato in hot arid region of India. First, I would like to briefly introduce my topic. As we know, protected cultivation is the intensive production system where productivity and resource use efficiency can be enhanced to the great extent. Protected cultivation in arid regions of India is getting momentum because of government is providing support, subsidy, and also the institutional supports from R&D institute like us, and the educated youths are coming into this venture because they think rather than traditional farming, protected cultivation is one of the most fascinated to them. And another option of getting this impetus or momentum to this protected cultivation in arid region, open field cultivation of vegetables is very risky due to various biotic and abiotic factors because of temperature extremes, low humidity, high temperature, and drought. And tomato, we all know it is one of the most important vegetable around the globe as well as in India due to its nutritional value, and it is kitchen essential. But unfortunately, the productivity of tomato in Rajasthan is very low. it is 4 times lower, nearly 7 tons per hectare, as compared to national average, it is 24 tons per hectare. Based on this background, this project was formulated with 3 objectives: to evaluate the different production potential of tomato in different protected structures, to study the effect of protected structures and irrigation regimes on growth, yield, and physiology of tomato, and to enhance the water efficiency through protected structures. Coming to the materials and methods, in this project we erected 3 different structures. First one is naturally ventilated poly house cladded with high density polyethylene film of 200 micron. The second structure was insect proof net house with 40 mesh, and third structure was shade net house with 50% green shade net. All structures were of same size and same height as well as area. And in this 3 structure, 3 different irrigation regimes based on crop yield transpiration were imposed. And the test crop here it was tomato. And these were the planting details, plant density, training, and the season. So this trial was conducted for 2 years in year 2019 and 2020 from January to June. So coming to the microclimatic data of the structures, so here we can see the temperature inside the naturally ventilated polyhouse was slightly higher during the month of January, February, and nearly up to the March, because the ambient temperature outside the structures will be less. However, inside the polyhouse it was slightly higher. However, net house it was they are porous, that's why their temperature are nearly equivalent to the ambient temperature. And as the month of March was crossed, the temperature slightly increases. But however, temperature inside the naturally ventilated polyhouse it was less due to use of different mister, fogger, and mobile shade net. And in case of photosynthetic radiation, we can find the highest radiation inside the insect proof net house, followed by naturally ventilated polyhouse, and then shade net house. So least radiation was received in shade net house, where highest in insect proof net house. So the structures and irrigation regimes are affected growth parameters. So we found the significant effect of structures for all the growth parameters. However, for interaction for irrigation regimes, so we found the best structure with respect to growth parameters was naturally ventilated polyhouse, and then followed by either insect proof net house or shade net house. And among the irrigation regimes, the highest growth parameters were recorded in 1% crop yield transpiration irrigation level. As the irrigation level reduces, the growth parameters reduce significantly. So this was the tomato crop in vegetative state in naturally ventilated polyhouse, insect proof net house, and shade net house. Then the effect of structures and irrigations on fruit quality. So we found the significant differences among structures and irrigation levels. The better fruit quality was like fruit physical parameters like fruit length, fruit girth, and fruit firmness was better in case of naturally ventilated polyhouse, then followed by net houses. And in case of irrigation levels, it was better in 100% or 1 ETC level of irrigation. As the irrigation level reduces, the fruit physical quality parameters also reduce. But ultimately, the fruit quality parameters like total soluble solids and fruit dry matter content, there was no significant difference for fruit dry matter content. But surprisingly, one thing it was very clear: as the irrigation level reduces, the fruit quality parameter increases. Because the smaller the fruit size, the concentrate of soluble solid were more inside the fruit. That's why the under stress level, less irrigation levels, the fruit quality parameters were better. Coming to the effect of the structures on lycopene content. As we know, the red color in tomato is due to the antioxidant content lycopene. So it was highest in case of naturally ventilated polyhouse due to the optimal temperature and radiation, whereas in case of net houses it was less. And this was, we can find it is highly correlated with the color values of the fruit. So a color which indicates the redness of the fruit. So it was highest in case of naturally ventilated polyhouse, and least in case of shade net house. So it can be visible here also. And we found the storage capacity of this fruit from the different structure. So physiological loss in weight was least in insect proof net house, but however followed by naturally ventilated polyhouse. And firmness was better in case of naturally ventilated polyhouse. So here we can see the fruits from the naturally ventilated polyhouse where
Dr. Kapate,
yes, sir.
Please move.
Yes, yes. Fruit
We are
from the
limited time here.
yes, sir. Fruit from polyhouse were uniform red color, but fruit from net houses were blotchy, yellowish blotchy in color. So this to understand the what has made this growth better in naturally ventilated polyhouse, we found the physiological parameters. So we found the highest photosystem to efficiency, that is FFM, in naturally ventilated polyhouse and least in shade net house. And in case of irrigation levels, it was better in 100% irrigation level. So the plant water balance was better in naturally ventilated polyhouse due to optimal physiological functioning, which led to which then reflected into better yield. So we found significant differences for fruit number, fruit weight, fruit yield among the structure as well as irrigation levels. However, there was interaction for fruit number and fruit yield. So here we can find the even after giving 100% irrigation, in case of net houses, we could not able to get yield equivalent to the 100% of the naturally ventilated polyhouse. Similar the case was with the yield. Even applying 100% irrigation water, we could not able to get yield in net houses equivalent to yield in naturally ventilated polyhouses. So this was the tomato crop in the naturally ventilated polyhouse. So I'm concluding my presentation in the graphical format. So here we find the naturally ventilated polyhouse was the best among protected structure because of productivity, 13.65 kg per meter square, where it was least in case of shade net houses. And to produce the 1 kg of tomato, we need only 48 liter of water in naturally ventilated polyhouse. Whereas in case of shade net house, we need double the water of what we are using in naturally ventilated polyhouse. Because in arid region, water is one of the center for each and every aspect of farming. So, so I conclude the naturally ventilated polyhouse one of the best product structure for enhancing the productivity and water efficiency in arid region. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nirbhar sir?
Yes, yes, I have completed, sir.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe some internet problem. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. P.S. Sapte,
Thank you, sir.
giving very good lecture on protected structure and irrigation regime affected growth. Okay, okay. Nirbhar sir?
Hello.
You start, sir. Completed one place. Hello, Nirbhar sir?
Hello.
Nirbhar sir? You start next.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, yeah. You start next.
I will. Can I?
Some problem is there, maybe net. Voice is not coming clearly. Then I request Dr. Mahendra Singh Sevda sir to start your presentation on experimental investigation of solar photovoltaic water pumping system for micro irrigation in NEH region of India.
Audible, sir?
Yeah. You start, sir.
Yeah. Respected
Can you
Dr.
share your PowerPoint not coming? Again share.
Yeah.
Your PowerPoint is not coming.
Okay.
Again share. You stop and again say.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, okay. Come in, come
It's
in.
possible.
Yeah, yeah,
Seeing, sir.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Start.
Oh,
Thank you.
respected Professor P.P. Dabral Sahab, co-chairman of this session, Professor Indra, Dean of College of Agriculture, Professor Shastri, Professor Haldhar, and all the participants. Good afternoon. My topic is the experimental investigation of solar photovoltaic water pumping system for micro irrigation in NES region of India. Today's our national conference topic also Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that it is a very relevant topic, and our honorable Prime Minister emphasized the idea of the Atmanirbhar Bharat means a self-reliant India, which one of them is energy Savraj. So that I will discuss about the energy Savraj. Savraj concept can provide the solution is the locally available, self-sufficient. Means the energy point of view in the agriculture sector, energy is required every time. Means on the farm and off the farm, on the farm in the pumping the water for the irrigation purpose, the intensive energy is required. So that here is a very relevant topic. And what is the situation of our country, the irrigation? About 80% of the current water used in drawn by agriculture sector only, and around only the 48.8% of the irrigated area in our country, remaining around 51.2% is rain fed. And generally the irrigated by uh, underground water pumping system, and our canal irrigation, and other the small ponds, lakes, and the gravity systems. So that here we are discussing about the water pumping system. So that is the presently in our country, total around 30 million pumps are working in agriculture sector for irrigation purpose, and out of them around 21 million units of the electricity grid connected pumps are there, and around 9 million pumps, diesel powered pumps are there. So that we have seen many times in the rural areas, the availability of the electricity is very less. In the spans 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours are there. So that these electricity, grid electricity supply to farmers field, it is not sufficient for the irrigation purpose. So that is very major, there are a major problem for the farmers, and particularly in the northeastern region area. In the northeastern region area, around 72% area of the hilly, and around here is the irrigated area only around about the 20%, means 22% only. So that here it is very important for the there is a great need for irrigation in NES region to develop the agriculture production and productivity. So that is nowadays it is the northeastern development of the northeastern in the agriculture sector. The irrigation is a very important parameter. We have seen in northeastern also in the solar energy point of view. Here is the solar energy availability is very good in all our India. 4 to 7 kilowatt hour means the unit per meter square per day is availability. In the northeastern region, availability of the solar radiation is 4.5 to 5.5. So that here is a very good solar radiation availability, and span of means clear days around 200 to 250 days, and all over the India the 300 days. Here the means the rainfall is very good, around 2000 rainfall is available in means in the monsoon season. In the hilly areas everywhere is water and water, and the lean season there are no water. It is a major problem of the water in lean season also. So that is in the agriculture sector also the irrigation is very important. We can store the water in ponds, and we can pump the water in small ponds and natural lakes, rivers, etc., etc. So that is the pumping of the irrigation water in the northeastern Asia is very important. one program also launched by the central government. The name of the program is the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Urja Suraksha Em Utthan Abhiyan. It is the Kusum. It is the latest launched in the March 2019, and there are the three components are there. Component one, the farmers are completely free to generate the electricity from the solar energy and other renewable energy sources use in the as a farm in the barren land. Component B, around 17.5 lakh solar pump water pumping system may be installed in a standalone in the agriculture purpose only up to the 7.5 HP. And component C, the solarization of the 10 lakh grid connected agriculture pumps, means thus they replace the grid connected pumps, so that in the component B and C they having a financial benefit of the farmers by the central government and state government, particularly the northeastern eastern regions. Central finance assistance of 50%, state government subsidy 30%, the rest 20% by the borne by only the farmers. This is the scheme is under the means Atmanirbhar Bharat. Means the reason is that our country, the Bharat, India is the blessed by the sun. Means we are a very good solar energy entire country. So that we are the king of the utilization of the solar energy in the near future. So that is the energy point of view, we want energy Sauraj. So that is in my topic, the solar water pumping system. In the solar water pumping system, we are using the solar photovoltaic technology. In the solar photovoltaic technology, we are converting solar energy into electrical energy directly by using the solar photovoltaic cells. So that in this solar photovoltaic water pumping technology, it is just like a traditional electric pump with the only we are changing solar energy instead of fossil fuel of electricity. So that these solar water pumping systems we can use for the pumping of water from the ponds, lakes, borewells, other any water bodies we can pump the water. The solar water pumping technology, we consist of one major role. It is the heart of this technology, the solar photovoltaic array. Here is the solar what is the solar photovoltaic array? We having a solar photovoltaic cell. The number of cells connecting the in series make a module, solar module. The number of modules we can arrange in series or parallel in the electrically as per our requirement of the voltage and the current, so that we are making a solar photovoltaic array and we are getting the electricity from the solar energy through this solar photovoltaic array. And after that we can connect this solar photovoltaic array to our motor pump sets. So that there are two types of the motor pump sets are available: surface or submersible. Traditionally available, it is not new technology. The DC pump motor sets are available, AC pumps are available, surface pumps.
Dr. Siddha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The electronics also there, means the control unit also required, interconnection cables are required, on-off switches are there. So that is my experimental setup. The experiment conducted.
Dr. Siddha,
yeah.
10 minutes is the limited time. Please try
faster, just faster. This is the schematic layout of our system. This is the pond, and here is the water pump run by the solar photovoltaic system, and this is the tank. The delivery at 6 meter, section at 6 meter directly goes through the drip irrigation system. So that is this is the system are there: water pond, solar photovoltaic water pumping system, and this is the water tank. And this is a low cost naturally ventilated poly house used, and this is the picture of the gravity based drip irrigation system we have used. This is the gravity head is 3.5 meter. This is the drip irrigation system. This is the typical layout of drip irrigation system, and the installation of this system in the greenhouse on the field. And this is the estimation of the crop. The crop, cultivated crop name is the tomato, and the Romeo crop duration is 120 days, and spacing using 90 centimeter to 60 centimeter. This is the transplanting of tomato seedlings. And the measuring the solar insolation, temperature, current, voltage, and we can after that we got power output and the discharge rates. So that is the variation of the solar insolation and DC power. This means either solar insolation increases, DC power also increases, and solar insolation decreases, power also decreases. And the temperature versus solar insolation, the temperature continuously increasing with the solar insolation, and the maximum temperature up to the around 1 o'clock and 1:30 o'clock. A variation of discharge with respect of the solar insolation. Solar insolation increases, discharge also increases. This is the irrigation in the tomato in the picture, and the hydraulic performance evaluation of the irrigation system, measurement of the discharge from the emitters, the emission of uniformity, emitter flow variation, uniformity coefficient also measured. And then this is the fruiting starting of the tomato after the 50 days of the after the plantation, and this is the fruit after the 80 days, and the harvesting the tomato after the 90 days. So that 30 days duration of the harvesting time, and the harvested, these are the pictures of the harvested tomato in the greenhouse. And the measurement of the crop parameters, the plant height in the Romeo variety 200 centimeter, number of branches 11, and stem growth 10.25, and the average number of fruit plants 32, and the yield quintal per hectare, and the estimated 260 quintal per hectare. These the conclusions are there in the system. Two solar photovoltaic models are used, and the 0.14 HP DC motor used. 90 meter square area naturally ventilated poly house we have used, and the gravity fed irrigation system also 90 meter square area required, and the total water required estimated around 73 liters per day to 149 liters per day. The evaluation, the performance of the solar photovoltaic water pumping system, it was observed that the power output from the solar photovoltaic array increases as solar insolation increases. The power output was increases 12.15 to 101.39 watts. And the during the noon condition, means the 12 o'clock is the maximum power output are there, and the delivery maximum around the 600 means 600 liter per hour availability are there. Pumping efficiency around 57 to 66%. Emission uniformity we get 85%. Emitter flow variation around 22%. Average uniformity 84%. So that is the tomato yield is a 260 quintal per hectare. This is the conclusion, and we have concluded that this solar photovoltaic water pumping system it is feasible in the northeastern region, in everywhere in the hilly region, so that it is very beneficial for the farmers for the irrigation purpose, micro irrigation purpose. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Sevda, you have used greenhouse in this while growing this. Have you compared with the, which is suppose greenhouse as well as outside the greenhouse?
No, sir. In our study only the means we have just performance evaluation, means investigation analysis only the solar pumping system. So that is the just we have pumped the water in a gravity for the gravity fed irrigation system, and this only the one we are using the micro irrigation system in greenhouse only. So that it is not a part of the study of the outside, sir.
Okay. Dr. Sevda, have you observed any disease in tomato during your experimentation?
Inside, sir, not as such is no disease, but outside generally in the farmers measured many diseases. So that is the inside is no problem.
Because in humid region, these diseases are very prominent.
Sir, we have developed a natural system in the around in the nearby above the ground level, the 1 meter around means ki 1 to 3 meter area is the entire four sides they completely open for the shade net, so that is the it is the continuously we are using the natural ventilation system, so that we have measured inside the relative humidity also and temperature also, so that we have the control
Okay, okay,
and
sir.
relative humidity by
Okay,
the natural
Dr.
system.
Sejda, thank you very much. Now our
Thank you.
next speaker is Mr. A. Priyamahanta Sharma, PhD scholar. He'll be speaking about this.
Yes, sir.
Mr. A. Priyamahanta Sharma, he'll be discussing about the drought analysis using SPI for Agartala, Tripura during 1972 to 2014.
Thank you, sir.
Dr.
Sir,
Hello?
I will share my, yes, sir. I will share my slides, sir.
I'm not seeing your slides. Please share your slides.
Here we go, sir.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected co-chairman, sir, and all the panelists. I'm Adivam Priyamahanta Sharma, and I'm going to present on the topic drought analysis using standardized precipitation index for Agartala, Tripura during 1972 to 2014. As related to our national conference topic, agricultural resources management for Atmanirbhar Bharat. For sustainable agriculture, we have to understand about the natural hazards also, so that we can address our productivity and yield. So I am focusing on drought to have our productivity increase by properly addressing this natural hazard. I would like to start with the simple drought definition. As we all know, it's the reduction of the amount of precipitation for extended period, especially on a low rainfall area. And for the specific area, as I have taken in my study, Agartala, which is also a humid region of the Northeast, it exhibits or it shows lack in rainfall, particularly in the pre-monsoon, which leads to the drought-like condition and reduction, it causes problem in growing period. And also it has been reported that drought creates problem in winter cropping also. So relating to my topic, why we are using SPI, as we all know, the northeastern region of India limits the availability of climatic data, and to undergo such kind of analysis, several climatic data are required. However, SPI provides the most appropriate condition, as it requires only one variable, for instance, the rainfall data. So SPI has been adopted in my study. My study always also try to address certain technology gap. That is, in the northeastern region, these methodologies are hardly used, and there is a requirement of developing a database of drought. And also to successfully conduct my study, I have been using a simple objective of identifying and characterizing the drought of this Agartala at different time scale using the SPI. Coming to the methodology, Agartala, to be known as the capital of Tripura, and it's located at the plain of the Howrah River, and it has an average annual rainfall of 2,146, which is concentrated mostly in the monsoon season, that is June to October, followed by the pre-monsoon and the post-monsoon. The region also has shows an average temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, promoting a mild winter from mid-November to early March with mostly dry condition. For the study, monthly rainfall data of the Agartala were collected from India Meteorological Department, Pune, for 43 years. That is from 1970 to 2014. This is a study area of my project. Coming to the standardized precipitation index, also known as SPI, which is most commonly used drought indices and most preferred by many researchers because of its advantage of various time scale calculation and use of only this one variable for calculation. A general procedure of SPI calculation is shown, which is firstly done with the continuous rainfall data, which is fitted to the gamma distribution, and the fitted gamma distribution is then transformed to standard normal distribution with mean 0 and standardized standard deviation 1, which finally result into the SPI. And with the curve of that standard normal distribution, the right side of the normal distribution curve showing the wet and dry condition, which is further explained by McKay and other. However, for my study, the SPI has been calculated using the drink version software, and the SPI value for the different climatic conditions is shown in table number 1. For better understanding of drought, to identify the drought by assuming different drought period where SPI value is less than 0, we need to understand the different drought characteristics like drought duration, drought severity, and drought interval. As drought duration, it's the time period where the SPI value is less than the threshold that is 0, whereas the drought severity is the consecutive SPI value for drought duration.
Mahanta, you can skip this one. You can move forward. Result discussion.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. This is the diagrammatical representation of SPI1 for the Agartala, which is further explained in the next slide. In SPI1, 1 month is taken as a single value representing the climatic condition. For the entire study period, there were 516 months. Out of the 516 months, 446 months exhibits wet condition, whereas the remaining 70 months shows drought condition. On further analysis, the drought conditions has three classification. Those were the moderate drought condition accounting about 45 months, the severe drought condition accounting about 23 months, and lastly, the extreme drought condition accounting 2 months. The maximum drought severity observed, that is of 3.3, were observed for 2 months, which consists of 1 extreme and 1 severe drought in the year 1981. The maximum drought interval observed was 28, and the minimum was 2 months. The tabular representation also shows, as in the monsoon season, monsoon period, that is July to October, most of the drought occurrence are taking place in the month of September and October. This is a diagrammatical representation of SPI3. Again in SPI3, the study period is separated into 172 parts, with each part consisting of 3 months. And out of that 172 parts, 143 parts shows wet condition, and the remaining 29 shows the drought condition. And the classification are as shown. And the occurrence of the droughts, particularly in the part of July to September, indicates the deficiency of monsoon rain. Sorry.
Mahanta, only 10 minutes are given, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be, sir. The maximum drought severity of 3.72 was observed for 6 months with 2 severe drought conditions in the year 1985. And the maximum drought interval was observed was 60 months and the minimum was 6 months. The tabular representation also indicates during the monsoon period, that is July to September and October to December, the maximum drought events with 3 extreme events occurred. Again, in SPI6 time scale, the whole year is bifurcated into 2, with that is of January to June and July to December. The number of events of drought for Agartala station observed was 12. Out of that 12, in the first part is January to June, 7 drought events were occurred, and in the remaining the monsoon period, that is July to December, 5 were occurred. Then the drought then the maximum drought severity of 4 was observed in this time scale. That is for 12 months duration, which consists of 1 severe and 1 extreme drought condition in the year 1985. The maximum drought interval.
Mahanta, you please move fast.
Yes, sir. Yes. It's going to be finished, sir. 3 more slides. Again, the tabular also shows during the monsoon period, that is July to December, maximum occurrence of drought. In SPI 12, the whole season represents the climatic condition, and on the whole study period, that is of 43 years, 7 drought conditions were encountered, and out of that, two conditions were severe drought conditions. The drought maximum drought severity of 4.5 was observed for 48 years, that is 4 years, and this one, the maximum drought interval observed was 18 years and minimum of 2 years. So I can conclude my study as the temporal variability was addressed with the use of SPI, and of all the SPI timescale, the moderate type of drought was predominant in my study area. And in most of the timescale, October month shows the highest number of drought events, which is under the monsoon period. And in the tabulation form also, it shows the drought characteristic like drought intensity, duration, interval, it all increases with the increase in time scale. Thank you very much, sir. Hello. Hello,
Dr.
sir.
Dabral, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Priya Mahanta, you have used 4 time scale.
Yes, sir.
Have you compared this with real drought occurrence of that particular area?
Sir, not so far, sir, because I have been.
Because validation is also essential.
Yeah, yes, I am to undergo that process, sir. Yes, I have been covering in my PhD research the whole of Tripura, sir. Yes, sir, I would, sir. Hello. Yes, sir.
There is a network problem with Dr. Dabral.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now he's online. Dr. Dabral, you are offline.
Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Dabral is offline.
Yeah. Just a minute. Some problem. Hello.
You are audible, sir.
Can you hear me, sir? Doctor?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah. Okay. Next speaker is Dr. Nagbam Pilo from College of Agriculture, CO Imphal. Different packaging films on quality and shelf life of king chili stored under different condition.
Hello.
Yeah. You can start it here.
Very good afternoon to Chairperson, Professor N.S. Rathore, Honorable VC MP UAT Udaipur, Professor M. Premjit Singh Sir, Honorable VC Central Agricultural University Imphal, Co-Chairperson Professor P.P. Dabral, Dean College of Agriculture Engineering and Post-Harvest Technology, CAU Sikkim, Professor Indira Sarangthem, Madam, Dean College of Agriculture, Iroisemba, all the delegates and participants of today's technical session. The topic on which I'm going to present today's presentation is different packaging films on quality and shelf life of king chili, capsicum chinese, stored under different conditions. So coming to the introduction, we know the king chili, also known as the Bhut Jolokia or Bhi Jolokia in Assam, Naga king chili in Nagaland, Umorok in Manipur, and ghost pepper by the Western media, is native to the northeastern region of India and is and subsequently the GI of good tech for this chili has been obtained by the Nagaland state government. It is widely distributed in Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, and in small pockets in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and other northeastern regions. So this Naga chili has received the attention of the world scientific community due to its extremely high pungency and unique aroma. And it has been found that it has the highest capsaicinoid content among all the varieties of red chili, ranging from about 0.46 gram per 100 gram capsaicin, then 0.09% of dehydrocapsaicin and 0.004 no dehydrocapsaicin. Then Naga chili has also great potential for value addition, as well as it has been used in various medicinal treatments like headache, night blindness, etc. And even the cost of this king chili in the local market, it varies from 200 to 250 during the on season, and even in the off season, the price it ranges up to 500 per kg for per kg of the fresh raw material. So in spite of this its economic importance, and in spite of being a high value crop, the farmers, they are not able to get a remunerative price during the on season or during the off season, maybe because of the very high post harvest loss. The shelf life of this crop is very less, which ranges from 3 to 5 days, as it is highly perishable. So if we can develop a suitable protocol for post harvest treatment, then this shelf life of this king chili can be extended. So among the various post-harvest treatments that can be given to extend the shelf life of king chili, packaging is one of the most important process to maintain the quality of the food product in the fresh form during storage, transportation, and end use, as it prevents the quality deterioration and facilitates distribution and marketing. So the keeping in view the above foregoing consideration, there is a need to develop packaging material which will extend the shelf life and maintain the freshness of the Naga chili. So this present study was undertaken with the objective to increase the shelf life by using different packaging materials, as well as by storing them at different temperatures, and also to study the marketability of the packed fresh Naga king chili. So the materials and methods adopted were first the king chili free from blemishes, freshly harvested, were obtained from the Pasigat market, Arunachal Pradesh, and it was sorted and it was washed with clean water, and it was dried under the fan inside the room for about half an hour. And different packaging treatments were given and stored in the post-harvest management laboratory. So these are the packaging and the storage combination. We have 10 treatments. So in T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5, they were stored in the room temperature. In T1, it was stored without any packaging. T2, styrofoam tray overwrapped with plastic film of 10 micron thickness. T3, the same styrofoam tray but overwrapped with a bit thicker plastic film of 15 micron. Then T4, low density polyethylene bag of 30 micron. T5, high density polyethylene bag. Then from T6 to T10, the same packaging treatment was given, but they were stored at low temperature. These were the size of the styrofoam tray which were used, and the size of the polyethylene, and the high density, low density and high density polyethylene bag used. And the number of chili per packet per tray or per tray were 8 to 12 according to the size of the chili. Then the shrink film wrap trays for treatment number 2, 3, 7, 8, they were passed through a shrink wrapping machine at 350 degrees Celsius for about 3 seconds. Then after that, it was cooled down, and it was stored in two different conditions. That is, first one is the room condition, where the minimum and the maximum temperature ranges from 19 to 25 degrees Celsius, and relative humidity from 50 to 80%. Then in the low temperature condition, it was about 5 plus minus 1 degree Celsius, and relative humidity 45 to 50%. The various observations which were recorded during the subsequent period of storage and on the day of the storage were physiological loss in weight, then color, ascorbic acid, capsaicin content, total phenolics, total flavonoids, marketability, and sensory quality. And the experimental design adopted was 2-factor factorial CRD with 3 replications and 2 factors. Factor 1 is the treatment, and factor 2 is the days of storage. So coming to the results, first we have the physiological loss in weight. So in the physiological loss in weight, it was observed that those which were stored in the room condition had very high physiological loss in weight in the open condition. But when they were given certain packaging treatment, the physiological loss in weight drastically reduced. But T9, that is the packaging treatment when stored in the low temperature condition, gave the least or the minimum physiological loss in weight. Then followed by T4, the same treatment but stored in the room temperature. Then even the color score also, those that were stored in the low temperature condition, they remain green for a much longer period of time, and it takes time for converting the color into red color. Then the ascorbic acid content, it also reduces during the subsequent period of storage for all the treatment, but it was found that in T9, that is the low density polyethylene packet of 30 micron thickness, it could be it could maintain up to 96.5 to 88.2 milligram per 100 gram of ascorbic acid up to 20 to 25 days of storage. Then the capsaicin content also, it increases up to a particular period, and after 20 days of storage, it started reducing for treatments those stored in the low temperature condition. Total phenolic content, it increases during the period of storage, and total flavonoid, it decreases. Then coming to the sensory score, it was observed that when the sensory score was more than 6, then it was found to be in good condition. So this T9, that is the low temperature storage pack in low density polyethylene of 30 micron, they have a good sensory score of more than 6, even up to 30 to 35 days of storage, which corresponds to a good marketability. Then these are the photographs, the T1, T2, T3 on the 0th day, 10th day, 20th day, 25th day for T1. In the third plate, it is missing as it has been discarded. It is not acceptable anymore. In T2, it could be stored up to 20 days, but on the 20th day, it has become very soft. It was not at all acceptable. Then in T3, it was means it changes color. These are all the room temperature storage up to T4. Then T5 is the high density polyethylene. Maybe the physiological loss in weight was less, but maybe because of the thickness of the polyethylene, the creation of this modified atmosphere inside was not very good. So it spoiled within 10 days for the high density polyethylene. Then from T6, it was the low temperature storage. Then T7, T8, T9, and T10, they were all the low temperature storage in different packaging film. And here we can see the color changes very slowly. Then the result from the experiment, we can find that the low density polyethylene bag of 30 micron stored at the low temperature and room temperature were superior treatment because of high marketable fruits, low physiological loss in weight, better retention of firmness, chlorophyll, capsaicin, phenolic, ascorbic acid with better sensory score. And it was followed by the styrofoam tray overwrap with the plastic film of 15 micron stored at the low temperature and room temperature. Thus, it indicated the efficacy of pre-packaging of fresh chili with polyethylene bags. Further, the low temperature storage was more effective in increasing the shelf life. Thus, we can finally conclude that the best observations were recorded for chilies packed in low density polyethylene 30 micron thickness bags stored at 5 plus minus 1 degree Celsius with a shelf life of 32-35 days. With this, I want to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Thank you, madam. Our next speaker is Dr. Prakash K. Sarangi. He is working in ACRIP on PST CA Imphal.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sarangi,
Yeah, you are audible. Share your
audible. It is audible, but screen is to be shared, no? Yeah. PowerPoint.
Just I am sharing. Post. Sir, here it is just did the host has disabled. It is there.
I could not get you what you are saying.
Sir, in the Zoom box, it is just shown that the host has already disabled.
You can share.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now. Hello.
Yes, it is coming.
It's a very good afternoon, and the most esteemed Honorable Vice Chancellor and just my topic is pineapple waste for sustainable use for the production of energy and biochemical production. So here I am going the full screen. Yes, now comment. So the production of pineapple through this whole northeastern states, it is just states have found that just 40% of the total pineapple production is coming from.
Dr. Sarangi again some network problem. Dr. Sarangi again share.
Yes, sir.
Again share your copy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, and when this pineapple is just processed, so from this pineapple, so a lot of the
Dr. Sarangi
residues are formed. Just yes, yeah, yes.
Coming. Okay.
Hello. Yes, it is audible or not?
No, your PowerPoint is.
Hello, it is. Okay, sir. So, from this pineapple, yes, sir. So there are a lot of residues are formed from the peels, cores, and stems and leaves, and yes. So here just it is have a look that on when this pineapple is just go for processing.
PowerPoint is not visible. Yeah. Dr. Haldhar, PowerPoint is not visible.
He has some network issues.
Yes, sir.
The bandwidth is low.
Network is low. Sir. Please. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible. Only thing is that we're
speak.
Yes, sir. So just go for results. Just
if you can continue without your slides, you can do that.
Sir. So yes, sir. Byproducts the leaf, pores, and yes, and this is the result from whole just pineapple fruit for just 50 to 60 are regarded as the byproducts. So our lignin and the cellulose and hemicellulose be connected to a lot of value-added products. Yes. So the great attention should be biotechnological approaches for efficient use of this pineapple waste, and how we go for, and these are some of the scopes or areas through which this pineapple waste has to be utilized in form of these biofuels and biochemicals, as well as the byproducts also. So the microbial conversion, because the microbes has a lot of this called the biocatalyst enzyme, can such waste materials to the bio fuel. So here the structure, the pineapple you have to do this some of the chemicals, also some of the solvents is formed. So in case of bio energy part, the starting is for the bio part. As far as the bio hydrogen just production is concerned, the step is just dark, the step is called the dark fermentation. So there are so much lot of there, and the major files and the file is one which can just convert these waste materials to this hydrogen step fermentation. And the next one, the step is called ethanol, and through which also these waste materials are converted to the butanol as well as acetone as well as the ethanol also. Yes, and for the products of this ethanol, and when this just bio this waste materials has gone to the cellulose and hemicellulose hydrolysis, and they can directly go for production of glucose as the pentose part. And when this glucose and go on fermentation part, and they can give to the bioethanol. So, so in this case, there are just 4 steps of this fermentation. Waste materials are just converted to this bioethanol. So the starting part is called hydrolysis and then it's called simultaneous saccharification and fermentation, and called simultaneous and fermentation, and the is related one. And so these are the steps, and through which the waste materials have to be converted to the bioethanol. So these are the whole step diagram part through which the bioethanol is just produced. Yes, and from methane to be produced, and these are the steps how from the and the methane is just produced, and so in this hydrolysis then go this part, and then the third one is called acetogenesis, and through this acetogenesis part, and here the production of hydrogen and carbon dioxide and acid is formed, and when this acid is formed, so here then the next slide. Yes, so the next slide is so it is just clear that how this waste materials just also converted to this compost part, and also to the animal feed part and the bio energy part. So here also this is called fertilizer also, so called for this animal feed also, yes, here one of the left, and from this core and this pomace. So here a lot of the production of this petting. Yes. So the results just is, and from these results it is just clear that so the pomace fat has the highest one. Container. Next slide. Yes, and then for go for lignin, and lignin is bio converted. So from this case, you can got lot of this biochemicals, and these are called the ways.
I think,
yes. So from this, yes,
Dr. Dabral, we may conclude now.
Go for a whole actual value then one. So from this case, just look at animal feed also got for
कुछ question answers भी चलेंगे.
citric acid also. Yes, sir. So here you see that how this waste biomass has just converted to the lot of this value added the products. Yes, sir. So it is just that agricultural waste materials state go for its wealth ability. So these are a lot of journals. Thank you, sir. It is not audible, sir. I am audible now, sir.
Now it is audible. Thank you. Thank you, Sarangi. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Well.
Jobs among youth. Then yes, Khapte, he has presented on the this protected structure and irrigation effect on tomato, and Dr. M.S. Sevda, he presented on the experimental investigation of solar photovoltaic water pumping system, and Priya Mahanta Sharma, he discussed about the drought analysis using SPI, and Miss Nagambam Pilo, he presented on the how this film using various LDP films we can use for self-life, increasing the king chili. And last one was this how this pineapple waste can be converted into for sustainable use of energy. So thank you very much for presenting all these papers, and with this I close this session. Thank you.
Dr. Dabral sir, some time with us. Dr. Sarangi, you please unshare your screen.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I think Dr. Dabral is offline.
Offline? Can you hear me, sir? Dr. Sastri? Sastri?
I'm hearing you. Um, we are inviting questions on this session's presentations. I think there is one question to Dr. Joy Kumar. Is he online? Dr. Joy Kumar? Okay. Dr. Pilu, are you online?
Some problem of network.
Yes, sir. There is problem. Dr. Mishra, are you online? Dr. Mishra, are you online? Okay, there is a question for you.
Yes, sir.
That showing, are they in operation right now? Have they been
Yes.
commercialized?
These are the sir, prototypes we have developed, design developed, and these are the tested. Now the commercialization is yet awaited.
Hmm?
Commercialization is yet awaited. If any
Okay.
fabricator come, then we have to provide the design details for further this multiplication. As I presented in the first biomass dryer, this is the drum dryer, that 20 units we have fabricated earlier in the Sikkim for the distribution to the different parts of the Sikkim to the farmers of this cardamom growing areas. And they have tested on this at their own village.
When I was in Spices Project,
Yeah.
there was always a talk on these dryers for cardamom, large cardamom.
Yes, sir.
And in the All India Coordinated Spices trials, several of these machines were also given for testing.
Yes.
Now, have you come across such kinds of machines? Because ICR Center in
Yes, yes, sir.
Sikkim was very active.
I have evaluated many things. I have seen this under this Sikkim ICR. This they also developed the bhatti, 2-3 types of bhatti. These bhattis I have seen there. They are using this gasifier units, and some they have to use the our pickets, and some they have to use for fuel woods. But these all these bhattis except this gasifier, all is very their consumption of fuel wood is very high. So they came and want a technology for this drying of this large cardamom. So I just demonstrated them this drum dryer and this about this force-feed dryer, how they have to minimize the fuel wood and they get the maximum benefit of the drying with the natural color of pink of the cardamom. Immediate after harvest, they have to go and dry this. And these farmers, they have very small field. So except rather they have to collect this cardamom and go to the drying to the bhatti for 100 or 200 kg. They have to dry it their own house. And after drying, they have to go and sell it into the market or any traders. So this is a very unique type of development. For a small quantity, up to 20 kg, 50 kg, 100 kg, they can go for any area, any size of drying with this type of this. And these units can be multiplied to the larger scale also, means to high capacity also. We can convert this to high scale drying also. As my this first drum dryer, we can use this biomass gasifier for the drying of this large capacity, 100 to 200 kg in the same this bhattis they are using in the Sikkim by the use of this force.
Okay, 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 Dr. Mishra, thank you very much.
Okay.
Dr. Dabral sir, because there was some line issue, I am just asking if you'll permit, I want to ask a question to Dr. Joy Kumar. Just now, I received a query that if to try out your machines, will you share your technology?
Can I speak?
Okay, directly.
Oh. Rosie, we have applied for patenting. So once the patent it's completed, we can share the whole technology involved in that. Otherwise, also since we have already filed this patenting, we can share some of the technology to certain level.
Thank you. Over to Dr. Dabral, sir.
Hello. Hello. Dr. Satri. Hello. Network bandwidth is low. Hello. Hello.
हेलो बताइए Dr. Sarangi, can you hear? Dr. Sarangi, can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yesterday, our two honorable MPs, Member of Parliament, visited this campus, College of Agriculture, Central Agriculture University, Imphal. So our scientist, Dr. Joy Kumar, he showcased his technology about the pineapple powder, then about the juice, pineapple juice with ginger flavor, with cinnamon, what to say, flavor. Then osmodehydrated pineapple rings, tidbits, and all those things. Now, actually, about the waste, because it was very much interesting, waste, pineapple waste from pineapple crown because fabric can be produced.
Yes,
From pineapple waste, so not only vermicomposting, so you have mentioned about some, what to say, whether this alcohol, ethyl alcohol can be obtained.
yes, sir.
If it can be obtained, then there is, because the whole part of pineapple, it is useful. Either it may be crown or waste, even juiced, everything. So in the context, so in the context of this, what to say, during this COVID-19 era, so here also yesterday we launched one organization, CSIR NIST. Their technology, there is local, there is the hand sanitizer, there is local ingredients only. So in that they have used aloe vera, then about the, what to say, your kya hai, citronella, and everything. Only because they added ethyl alcohol. So that is why my query is actually, when we can, what to say, for hand sanitizer we need alcohol, minimum should be 60, more than 60%.
Yes.
So because the idea is from pineapple, we can, whether we can expect that there is ethyl alcohol more than 60% or no. Otherwise, what will be our strategy? Because actually, even in our Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Imphal is under Central Agricultural University located at Andhra. They also prepare hand sanitizer. It is prepared from the local material, which they do call as machine, Andhra machine, from the rice pear. That is, and they prepare by adding some other thing. So what is your opinion? Because actually, how long we should depend to others, whether we can prepare alcohol ourselves and we can use even in the hand sanitizer also. There is my question.
Yes, sir. Sir, the production of this alcohol, so the production level is that it is low level production. Because of the microbial bioconversion ways is there, and the production is low, means that one sorry, 100 this 100 kg of this waste material, and it can go for just 33 milliliter ethanol. So the level of this production is low, sir, here. But sir, natural condition.
Yeah. So there is actually, in as per yesterday's discussion, not only pineapple, now we have to focus even, what to say, for ethyl alcohol, even the bamboo also, bamboo is in plenty in the whole Northeastern region. And somebody told that is even the maize also we can extract, what to say, alcohol, ethyl alcohol. So because actually not only pineapple, we can try, our scientists, so that actually even in the, from maize also, from bamboo also, so that it will be useful. Ultimately, the idea is actually our technology, our products, when it reaches to the, what to say, end users, the farmers, even the, what to say, other stakeholders, even the unemployed youth, even the migrant workers who has already come back in the region, who served earlier in metropolitan cities. So our strategy should be not only what is our, there is a research. We have to think in that aspect also. So that is why yesterday the activities of our Central Agricultural University in all campuses, 13 campuses, during the last 4 months during the COVID period, it was appreciated. And now we are compiling what to say, a special issue, either in our CAU newsletter, the what to say, the activities carried out by you people, our scientists, about the AISRP scientists or faculty members, then KVK subject matter specialists, program coordinators. Now we are trying to compile so that it will be in one special volume. So thank you very much. Okay. Dr. Shah. Actually, there is a slight change in our valedictory program. Our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. N.S. Rathore, I contacted twice. He is still on the way. It will take another 15 minutes. So without, because taking much time, because after he is joining, the organizing committee, our Dean Madam chairperson will give her welcome address. And before that, actually, the organizing secretary, Dr. S.M. Haldhar, will present the reporters conference report, है ना? Conference report, है ना? आप पूरा present करेंगे, ठीक है? Okay, please carry on. Slowly present करो, गाड़ी जाने के हिसाब से.
So, good afternoon to all of you, respected guest of honor or chairman of this valedictory function, Honorable Professor M. Premjit Singh ji, Vice Chancellor, Central Agricultural University, then senior delegates and all participants. I present the proceeding of this conference, 3-day conference. Next. So, in first day, 17 July 2020, the inauguration of this conference. Inauguration by hello. So, the inaugural function of this conference on national conference on agriculture resource management for Atmanirbhar Bharat, given by Honorable Agriculture Minister. The opening of this webinar was done by the Sri Kailash Chaudhary ji, Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, Government of India. Then take some points from the Honorable Minister, sir. Government is very considerable for agriculture sector to realize the objective of the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Government has increased the financial outlay for agriculture to tune of 1.5 crores. The emphasis should be placed on integrated farming because most of the time they said you integrate the farming, all the related this natural resources, all can be taken. Then location specific model can be used uh, for particular area at a particular farmer's level field. That is also very good suggestion by Honorable Minister, sir. Then emphasis should be placed on the extension of already available technologies. Then new machines usage should be demonstrated to farmers so that they can adopt it as profit motivates. Agriculture should be made more profitable and demonstrated to village youth so that they are motivated to farming. Then any new innovations should be immediately passed to farmers. Then contact farming, that is more addressed by Minister sir, should be promoted, and government on its part will be price guarantee for contact farming. Government has drawn program where farmers is made Atmanirbhar. Next. Then in technical session first, the theme is genetic resource conservation and utilization and enhancement. The chairman of this session is Dr. A.K. Singh ji, Director IRI New Delhi, co-chairman Professor E.V.D. Sastry sir, HOD PBG, College of Agriculture Imphal, then reporter Dr. P.N. Shivlingam and Dr. Madhu Patial. Next. In this session, these are the some points coming. The experience of developing BB resistance and neck blast resistance in rice through molecular building can be replicated to improving the Manipur Chako. Already experiments have proven that this is feasible, and this work can be taken on a participatory mode. Then next point is biotic stresses play an important role in crop productivity. The best way to combat these stresses is to be look for genes of resistance. The presentation has indicated that indigenous germplasm has sufficient diversity to provide genes which can control the biotic stresses. Then more often these genes escape the attention of the breeder. Hence, modern molecular tools can help in identify these genes. Then, although mutagenesis as a means of creation of desirable variation has fallen out of favorable, and yet it still is a viable technique in creating desirable genetic variation. This is approved by the mutagenesis. Right. Then in technical session, second, climate smart natural resource management for futuristic agriculture. In this session, chairman is Dr. A.S. Pawar, Director ICR IIFSR Modipuram, co-chairman Professor Indra Sarantam, Dean College of Agriculture, CIU Imphal, then reporter Dr. R.S. Bana and Dr. N. Subala Devi. In this session, we have some points coming. Emission natural based farming system to be scaled through cluster approach to the villages. This point coming from the keynote speaker, Dr. M.L. Jad sir. Then alternative production system like integrated crop management, organic farming, agro-ecological based farming system for Nikkei area is essential. Then advanced agronomic tools like CA, PF, site-specific nutrient management, STCR, based management system should be developed and used in agriculture research. The management protocol for climate smart agriculture for developing policy brief is required. Then next session, third, is the theme is high-tech intervention of the resource in horticulture crop. The chairman of this session is Professor T. Janki Raman, VC, YSR Horticulture University, Andhra Pradesh, co-chairman Professor B.N. Hazarika sir, Dean College of Horticulture, Forestry, CIU Pasighat. Then rapporteur Dr. R. Kumar and Dr. N. Pilu. In this session, two keynote address, first given by Dr. T. Janakiraman, then second given by the Dr. Balraj Singh. Then some points coming from this session, a wide diversity existing in Indian flora species, which can be exploited for economic gains for farmer, leading to Atmanirbhar Bharat, and efforts will be also save a lot of foreign exchanges, which is spent import various flora products. That is given by Dr. T. Janakiraman. Then conservation agriculture is the only way to effective use resources and also make different crop products available all throughout the year. However, location and crop specific technology need to be developed. Farmers training need to be enhanced so that this capital intensive technology is effective use. Then northeast region of India is reservoir of biodiversity, and the diversity of the fruit in this region is no exception. Then some of the fruit species are all flowing more toward the existing, hence their resource should be given priority. Then technical session for the crop management for abiotic and biotic stresses. Chairman of this session is Professor M. Premjit Singh ji, Vice Chancellor C. Imphal, Co-Chairman Dr. Chandesh R. Balal, Ex-Director ICR NBR Bengaluru, Rapporteur myself and Dr. Richa Vasne from Bangalore. In this session, some points coming. Entomopathogeny nematode and microbes and their strain variation is available, which can be exploited for insect pest management. That is given by keynote speaker by Dr. Chandesh R. Balal. Then environmental parameters play an important role in controlling the pest population. Hence, models can be built to forecast pest population based on environmental forecast. Study need to be conducted in this direction, and initial study indicate that Imphal RMR can also be controlled with this information, and this information also given by good lecture by Dr. Ashok Kumar from TNU. Then technology for the manufacture of trichoderma at farm level is standardized, and the same is being expanded to farmers. This technology should be strengthened. Then next technical session is fifth, that is today delivered. Then this is optimum management of farm resources for social and economic development. In this, chairman is Dr. Hayat Maker from South Africa. Then co-chairman Dr. Ram Singh ji from CPGS Barapani. Then rapporteur Dr. Deepak Nath and Dr. Lalrin. In this, some points coming. The land use allocation decision are sensitive to consider of uncertainties and irreversible associated with the conservation of land resources, use, climate change, and also value. Corporate entry need to be allowed in agriculture, especially agri-marketing, be allowed to be handled by professionals so as to make agriculture as a good business for proportion. The cropping intensity remain more or less similar in both pre and post watershed intervention, but the livestock population increased significantly post watershed intervention, so increasing income and employment generation. Rural tourism is an important economic activity. However, community organized and community-based tourism project can be accomplished sustainably when all community stakeholders are empowered. The tribal hills farmer can empower the tribal farmers in climate smart natural resources management in agriculture by providing right information in right direction, right time through a smart phone based agro advisory system. Then last session is on agriculture engineering for renewable and non-renewable energy resources. The chairman of this session is Professor N.S. Rathod Sir, VC, but due to coming recently joined in this session, valedictory function. Then co-chairman Professor P.P. Dabral sir, then rapporteur Professor M. Sevda and Dr. J. Kumar. In this session, some points is coming. Agro waste, forest waste, particularly bamboo waste, are in abundant supply in northeast region of India. So energy efficient dryers and other equipment which can be used by waste have been developed, which can be improved the waste to wealth usage, which otherwise in order to reduce the drudgery, a number of small equipments has been developed which can improve the employability in pineapple cultivation, harvesting, value addition in the India, and pineapple is an important fruit of this region. The solar energy is an important non-renewable energy equipment which have higher solar energy efficiency, have been designed and are being popularized. So these are the also costless than the currently available commercial equipment. While abundant rainfall is received in the region, yet intermittent drought periods are common. So studies have been shown that shorter STI time scale show severe drought compared to long range SPI time scale. The occurrence of drought increased in the recent decade significantly. Then robotic is opening in a new application in agriculture. We're able to harvest 75 to 85% of the fruit and vegetable without human interference. So it can also be used in future. Thank you.
ज्वाइन हो गया कहाँ है नमस्कार सर then Dr. Haldhar, we can proceed, Madam, and as per program, welcome address. Our chief guest has already arrived. So, Madam, please give the welcome address.
Good evening, everybody. Most respected chief guests of today's function, Professor N.S. Rathur, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, CAU Imphal, Professor M. Premjit Singh, Sir. Today's our chairman of today's function and co-chairman of today's technical section 6, Professor P.P. Darbal, Dean College of and Post-Service Technology, Sikkim, and all the speakers and panelists and respected head of department, Dr. Sastri, Dr. Navachandra, Professor U. Chauba Singh, Y. Chakrabarti, and Dr. Randhi, and all Madam Sandesh Balal, and all the participants. I welcome each and everyone in today's validatory function of National Conference on Agricultural Resource Management for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And in this 3 days conference program, National Conference program, there was 460 participants in the National Conference. And during this 3 days discussion, we all the esteemed scientists discuss and converse towards the sustainability and self-sufficient. And all scientists should work together for our Atmanirbhar Bharat. With this, thank you everybody.
So we, as Dr. Shravan, so as Dr. Shravan M. Haldhar has already presented the conference report compiled by the rapporteurs, now we will be moving towards the most important and interesting section that where participants are always eager to know. After 3 days presentation, the results are ready. I will request Dr. Shravan M. Haldhar to declare the awards for different sessions.
Thank you, Dr. Firoz. Yes.
So we are coming to the most awaited one, and that is the presentation of awards.
In this conference, we have 6 technical session, in which first technical session on genetic resource conservation, utilization, and enhancement. In this session, oral presentation have completed this 7. So in this first goes to Dr. Rakesh Kumar Prajapat. The paper presented on assessment for insecticide potential of Vigna agroculata lectin genes against Lipopus erythema using biocomputational tool. That is the first, and that from ICR NIB New Delhi. So thanks to Dr. Rakesh Kumar Prajapat. Then in technical session first, second goes to Dr. A.K. Verma from ICR NRC Seed Spices Ajmer. The title of presentation is Enhancement of Genetic Resources for Higher Yield and Quality in Seed Spices through Induced Mutagenesis. So thank you to Dr. A.K. Verma. Then last of award of this session is goes to Dr. T. Renuka Devi, Associate Professor, CIU Imphal. The topic is stability analysis in advances line of Indian mustard, Brassica gentiana. Then we start the second session. The session theme is climate smart natural resources management for futuristic agriculture. In this session, total 8 presentation is in oral. Then in which first goes to R.S. Bana, ICR New Delhi. The topic of this presentation is developing residue management protocol for conservation agriculture under rice wheat cropping system for sustainable crop and water productivity and carbon sequestration using APSIM model. Thank you to Dr. R.S. Bana. Then second goes to Dr. N. Surbala Devi, College of Agriculture, CA Imphal. The topic is nitrogen transformation in a typic haplobreast soil amendment with organic manure and human acid. Thank you to Dr. Surbala Madam. Then last of this session goes to the Dr. Lal Chand Malav from ICR NBSS LUP Nagpur. The topic of this presenter is impact of particulate matter deposition on biochemical parameters of plant species. Then third technical session, high-tech intervention of resources in horticulture. In this session, around 9 oral presentation, in which the first goes to the Dr. Prem Bati Devi, ICR RCNEH Manipur Center, evolution of morphology and biochemical analysis of brinjal landrace from the northeast region. Thank you to Dr. Prem Bata Devi. Then second goes to the Dr. Rinku from CSSHAU Haryana. The topic of this presenter is diversity and abundance of flora visitor in Bitter Guard, Cultivar Pusa, Du Masumi. Thank you to Dr. Rinku. Then last goes to the Dr. Anita Mina from ICRCIS Bikaner. The topic is Katsri Cucumis calosus AHK 119, novel and potassium source of antioxidant in arid region. Thank you to Dr. Anita Mina. Then next session is crop management for abiotic and biotic stresses. In this session, total oral presentation is 12. So in this first goes to Dr. Richa Vasne, ICR NBR Bengaluru. The topic is prospect for Dotrus primus as a biocontrol agent. So thank you to Dr. Richa Vasne. Then second goes to Dr. K. Ashok, TNU Coimbatore. The effect of elevated temperature on biodiversity of maize, in turn, its effect on the demography of fall armyworm. So thank you to Dr. K. Ashok. Then again, because in this total 12 session, 12 presentation, then next goes to this again second in second two presenter. Then second goes to the Dr. Jaypal Chaudhary, ICR RCE RC Ranchi. The topic of this presenter is phenology model based assessment of abundance and damage potential of Bacteria zonata in India. So congratulations to Dr. Jaypal. Then next goes to the third Dr. Madhu Patial, scientist ICR IARI RS Simla. The topic is developing yellow rust resistance wheat varieties and exploiting genetic potential of hill wheat cultivars. So congratulations to Dr. Madhu Patial. Then next technical session is optimum management of farm resources for social and economic development. That is today delivered, and in this session total presenter is 11, and in this first goes to Hehelanki Tengang CPGS CAU Meghalaya. The topic is impact assessment of watershed development program in Reboi district, a case study of the Umong WDP. So I congratulations to Dr. Tengang. Then second again goes to the two persons. First goes to the Dr. D. Jagannathan, ICR CTRI Trivandrum. The topic is sustainable livelihood assessment of taro and paddy growers in Nayagara district of Odisha. So congratulations to Dr. Jagannath. Then again second goes to the Padar Dala Sai Priyanka, CPGS Meghalaya. The topic is community self-reliance through rural tourism in Meghalaya. So again, congratulations to Priyanka. Then last in this session goes to the Mosme Priyanka Darsani, that is ICR IRI New Delhi. The topic is impact study of mission for integrated development of horticulture in Haryana. So congratulations to Priyadarsini. Then last session, technical session 6, that is on agriculture engineering for renewable and non-renewable energy resources. In this session, total 7 presentation, in which first goes to the Professor Mahendra Singh Sevda, Sikkim, CAE, PhD Sikkim. The topic is experimental investigation of solar photovoltaic water pumping system for micro irrigation in NEH region of India. So congratulations to Dr. M.S. Sevda. Then second goes to the Dr. P.S. Khapte from ICR Kajri Jodhpur. The topic is protected structure and irrigation regime affect growth and physiology parameters, yield and water use efficiency in tomato in hot arid region of India. So congratulations to Dr. P.S. Khapte. Then last goes to the again CAU Dr. A.K. Misra, Imphal. The topic is energy efficient improvement, biomass-based dryers for humid climate of Northeast region. So again, congratulations to Dr. A.K. Misra, and thank you to all.
So now, thank you, Dr. S.M. Haldhar, for presenting declaring the results for the different presentations. So now we have reached to the most awaited moment. We have with us Professor N.S. Rathore, Honorable Vice Chancellor, MPUAT Udaipur. We are ready to hear you, sir. I invite you to share your ideas with us. So now it is handed over to you, sir.
Good evening to all those who have connected on this our webinar. I would like to congratulate Central Agriculture University Imphal for at least connecting everyone across our country. And I have seen recently when Dr. Haldhar was mentioning that a lot of people has joined, even from the north and from south, everyone has joined. So it is really, I would like to congratulate all of you. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Central Agriculture University, Dr. M. Premjit Singh, he deserves appreciation. He has initiated, and this is my observation. He is always very cooperative for all his staff members and used to extend each and everything as far as the staff welfare is concerned. And the topic which you have selected, everybody knows that in a present context, there is a need to reorient our natural resources. So before coming to my talk, I would like to once again congratulate Professor Indra, Dr. Haldhar, and Dr. Sastri for mobilizing each and everyone. And there is an English proverb which is coming in my mind that coming together is a beginning, stay together is a winning, and finally working together is a success. So I am sure you, at least Central Agriculture University, has provided a right type of platform. As a result of this, every scientist from a different part of our country, they have connected, and definitely they will do something extra. And this national conference which was organized, then how you can orient our natural resources. So natural resource management, especially for our Atmanirbhar Bharat, that was a topic. So even I am sorry I could not join the last session because of my personal work, and I was busy traveling. In fact, I was traveling, and that's why. So everybody knows that in our country we stand on a very good position as far as our total production is concerned. By this year we have crossed as far as the wheat production and rice, and if you see the total grain production, it is, if you compare ourselves that what was there in 1947 as compared to 1947, we have announced around 6 times as far as the total grain production is concerned. This year, fortunately, we have crossed 292 million ton of total grain production, and out of this 106 million ton is a wheat, and 117 is million ton is our rice. And if you see that as far as the total production, if you see globally, we are producing 25%, but still there is a big question that what will be next. And it has been estimated because our population is increasing gradually. This year we have crossed 137 crore total population, and that's why it has been estimated that by 2022 our net requirement will be around 310 million tons. So we will have to enhance from 292 million ton to 310. And everybody knows that we are living in the constraint of a natural resources, and there is a big question how to maintain a soil, organic armor and microorganisms. So that is a big question. I will discuss it later on. But first of all, let us happy ourselves and let us appreciate all people, those who are directly and indirectly attached with our agriculture field. Our farmers, they deserve appreciation. Our scientists, they deserve appreciation. Everybody has collectively made things to move, and that's why we can say that globally 25% of grain production we are maintaining it from our country. And if you see that if even there is a big question, 25% of global production is there, but 27% of a world consumption is also available in our country. So there is a deficiency of this 2%. If you see in present context as well, and if you see analyze gradually, it will enhance. So it is expected that our production has to enhance. At present, the general productivity of our most of the, if you see most of the food commodity, it is in the tune of a 2.1 ton per hectare, but it should be around 3 ton per hectare. How we can maintain? There are a lot of issues is there. How we can maintain soil, water, even seed, mechanization, climate resilient agriculture, even how we can feed farmer into the business group. There are a lot of issues is there, but at present, looking to our strength, and if you from last 2 years, if you see that we have crossed our as far as the wheat is concerned. Earlier, it was from last many years we were trying to cross 100 million tons as far as the wheat production is concerned. Although we have already attended more than 100 or in the tune of 106, 107, and this year as far as the rice production is concerned, we have already crossed it. But from prior to this 2 year, we were not in position to enhance the wheat production more than that of 100. This year we have crossed it. That is basically a good sign. But gradually we will have to increase. These are the two food commodity, rice and wheat. They need a right attention. Accordingly, we will have to see. In a general, I can say that as far as our productivity in a wheat is concerned, it is around 3.1 million ton per hectare, because last year it was so total 33 million hectare land we have grown wheat, and as I mentioned that 106 million ton is the total production. So somehow on an average it is a 3.1 million ton per a 3.1 metric ton of per hectare is our productivity. Whereas if you see productivity of other developed other country like your USA, even for China and France. In France, the productivity of wheat is around 6.5 ton per hectare. Let us absorb. I will give some of the fact which every scientist should at least listen. Later on, you should comment on this issue, because it is a simple mathematics. How much land we have used and how much we have produced. Maybe possible that in some part of a country we might have produced more, as far as the productivity is concerned, more than that of a 4 and 4.5 ton per hectare. But on an average, it is, as far as the wheat productivity is concerned, it is a 3.1 ton per hectare, because we have taken 33 million hectare of total land, and as far as the 106 is a million ton is the total production. Same thing is true with the rice, and perhaps in rice field we are in the lower position. Why it is so? Because last year we have taken around 44 million hectare land of rice under cultivation, and we have this year we have crossed 116 million ton. So again, you can easily find out, this is simple mathematics. Divide total production divide by the total land, so it gives an impression that your productivity is around sound around a 2.6 ton per hectare. So now there is a big question how we can enhance. I don't want to make any comments on this issue, but there is a need to see that what is the shape of our soil, what is it availability of water, how you can manage the other things which are called under natural resources. As far as the soil is concerned, you must be knowing recently Professor Ratan Lal, a renowned scientist, soil scientist, he came to our country, and he mentioned that there is a need to have around 3% of a microorganism in our soil. But unfortunately is that it is a less than that of a 0.2 and 0.1% across our country. Let us observe his statement, and it is true. In our Rajasthan, it is hardly of a 0.1% as far as the microorganism availability is concerned. And in most of the places like your China, in Punjab and Haryana, it is also not in an impressive position. Same thing is true with the organic carbon. Organic carbon should be around 0.9%. And if you compare ourselves with the China is maintaining 0.7% of organic carbon, whereas in our case it is less than that of a 0.3%. How we can do? Chemical fertilizers and other things are not being recommended. they have got a, and I don't want to discourage you, because we will have to maintain the a productivity in the same tune what we have attended so far. But there is a need to rethink that how you can articulate compost. Biochar. Biochar is a field. I am sorry, I have not attended the last session. Otherwise, I was interested to give you the brief about the biochar. Biochar means a whatever things is available in the form of a waste, whether it is agriculture waste or forest waste or kitchen waste or industrial waste, having a organic matter. And if systematically, if you go for a destructive distillation, pyrolysis or carbon or charcoaling process, as a result of this, you will get a solid content, and this is known as a biochar. And there is a certain many evidence are available. You can easily improve the microorganism, even organic carbon content in a soil with the help of a biochar. How you can do it? There is a need to implement it on the mission mode. Same thing is true with the green manure. There is a good potential. There is a new technology which our Department of Agriculture or especially ICR should articulate. I am sorry to say, still we have not done. Whereas the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources has systematically launched a scheme so-called WRRRS, that is a waste recycling and resources recovery system. How you can make use of a waste which is creating a nuisance in the environment, how you convert into a right type of a organic carbon booster. That is the way out. And it is not only the anaerobic digestion or your combustion process. There are a lot of agrochemical processes are available, thereby waste material can be easily converted into the resources, and these resources can easily be used for improving the status of our soil. Biogas slurry is one of them, and there are a lot of biofertilizers is there. I am sure many scientists might have discussed that how we can change our soil total fertility with the help of these all. But there is a need to go systematically on this issue rather than having a excessive dose of chemical fertilizers. In 1947, chemical fertilizers and insecticides and pesticide, whereas the use was hardly of a 0.75 to 1 kg per hectare. And this year, if you see, if total, and again, I am with the help of a simple mathematics, I am saying how much chemical fertilizers we have used and what is the total land area. And as per, if you could divide it, it gives an impression that more than that of 132 kg per hectare we have consumed. Maybe possible in a Sikkim where there is it is a organic state, so you might have used the less amount of a chemical fertilizer, but on an average it is coming out in the tune of 132 kg per hectare. This is a really alarming situation. Our country is stand on the third position as far as our production and consumption of chemical fertilizers is concerned. Here one has to see systematically that how we can develop a right type of soil. So our soil is not only hungry, but our soil is also thirsty. Thirsty in the sense because the water availability, as far as the groundwater is concerned, in 1947 it was more than that of a 5,517 cubic meter per hectare, and that availability was hardly of 150 feet. But now it has been reduced from 5,575 cubic meter to the level of 1,250 cubic meter per hectare. And it is an alarming situation. And many times people are saying that how we can control. On an average, 80% of our water we are using for agriculture. Hardly 15% of water we are using for industry, and 5% of the water we are using for domestic purpose. For rice, once again, I would like to alarm all of you. For rice, water requirement is around 120 centimeter of water column. And if per hectare wise, it means that if I will give 1 paisa to 1 liter, then we are using a water costing more than that of 1,20,000 rupees of water per hectare wise. And how much on an average productivity we are maintaining? We are maintaining a productivity in the tune of a 2.5 or 2.56. ton per hectare. So this is a big question. Many times when we are discussing in the scientific forum, many rice scientists, they used to start arguing. There is no question of argument. Let us discuss the issue, because water, and same thing is true with the wheat. In a wheat, on an average, water requirement varies from 65 centimeter of water column to 80 centimeter of water column per hectare wise. Means if I am taking a liberal view that 65 centimeter water column, it gives an impression if 1 paisa is 1 liter, then more than that of 65,000 rupees water we are consuming per hectare wise. And what is our productivity? 3.1 ton per hectare. So these are the some questions which I am floating. So we will have to recycle or optimally use the water. It is not the question of to use a modern irrigation technique. You should use it, but let us reduce our intake. Let us reuse the water. Let us recycle the water which has already been not in the position to have a potable water. Let us refuse to certain extent, and let us have a diversification of crop where less requirement of water is there, and let us renew the each and everything. There is a need to renew our water content as well. And if in some cases today there was a big flood in Assam, but Rajasthan and other ports, even in the Gujarat, we have got even sufficient rains were not available. So now there is a question to systematically arrange. And I would like to urge to all of you, there is a good opportunity how we can recycle, reuse, reduce, refuse, and renew the water content. It is a big challenge. And I have seen one of the scientists got a oral presentation award, and his view was on how to maximize the water use efficiency. So this is a big question, and we will have to see that optimally we will have to use. As far as the seed is concerned, Dr. Sastry is sitting here. He must be, he is an all your plant breeder and genetics. I would like to urge that nowadays there is a need to develop a seed having a less water requirement. There is a need to have a seed which has got a resistance to disease. There is a need to have a seeds which need a less time for a maturity. So that's why it's a different type of seed production and the development. And in our country, many problem is there. Say example in Rajasthan, I would like to mention soybean. Soybean is one of the you can say requirement in nowadays. But we don't have a sufficient quantity of seed in Rajasthan. We are 100% dependent on MP and other places. So this type of mismatch is available. How we can have a systematically supply of a seed? This is perhaps is a need of our we should discuss. Fourth important point in our agriculture, which is their mechanization. Everybody says that there is a need to have a reshaping or refining the mechanization use. I would like to say that as far as the statistics data is concerned, in our country, mechanization is only in the extent of a 2.1 kilowatt per hectare wise. And perhaps it is the lowest as far as the developing country and other, 2.1 kilowatt per hectare. If you compare ourselves with China, China has got a total power requirement in terms of a 7.8 or 8 kilowatt. What to talk about America, USA, 12 kilowatt, and our is only 2.1 kilowatt. So there is a need to have a articulation of new and renewable energy sources so that we can enhance the power availability at the farm level. So there is a need to have, even in the hilly area, what type of mechanization is available? Mechanization for a vegetable growth, mechanization for horticulture. There are nowadays there are shortage of a labor. Even there is a burning problem of a migrant labor. We will have to see. And nowadays there is a new thing which is coming up, that how to maintain a self-reliance economy or self-sufficient economy. And now there is a big question, especially for Punjab and Haryana, where people are not having sufficient labor. And in this season itself, they are facing a lot of problem, because most of the Bihari labor from Bihar and UP, they migrated to their own places. So in this case, probably a new shape of custom hiring arrangement and repair shop, repair and maintenance shop for a mechanization. There are a lot of things are there. I don't want to cover each at this moment, but there is a need to have a climate resilience agriculture as well. And finally, how we can federate the farmer into the business group, which is a need of our, because nobody wants to come to the level of a, we say, this is a problem. Everybody nowadays is talking about a forced entrepreneurship, but nobody wants to come in the field of agriculture as far as starting a new entrepreneurship is concerned. People are saying REI is a way forward for attracting and retaining youth in agriculture. Instead of attracting, nowadays everybody is talking about Maya, motivating and then attracting and then retaining. But now question arises that in a situation when there is a shortage of a labor, and but there is a good possibility of forced entrepreneurship, how this new entrepreneur can be generated in the agriculture field? This is a big question. There are a lot of issues is there, but I am really happy to see that a very good deliberation has been made in this national conference, and how we can have a natural resource management that has been discussed in a right detail, and a lot of young scientists has also presented. So I won't take much more of the time, but once again I would like to congratulate all of you, and I am really want to say that Dr. Premjit Singh sir, our honorable vice chancellor for Central Agriculture University, he really deserves appreciation. He has motivated all his scientists and extended all type of infrastructure facility for organization of this national conference, where a lot of scientists got an opportunity, because nowadays this will be the only way forward, and we will have to articulate this online education and this type of arrangement for our deliberation and discussion. Because as such COVID, if you see that all 4-5 word of a COVID, this gives an impression how to make, C means a connectivity, how to make a connectivity. This is the only way out. We will see that our scientists are inside the computer and we are on the other side, and that is O means a how we will have a open source and online education. That is a O. V means a virtual, everything, virtual labs, virtual tours, virtual theater, that we will have to see how we can articulate. I means a that is a interface, how again interface through a mobile application and different type of apps. And of course, D means a digital solution. And under this digital solution, all new technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, and other things, Internet of Things, will get Internet of Things and augmented reality, virtual reality. They will occupy the right space in future. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot, and special thanks to our honorable Vice Chancellor and all our Dr. Haldhar, Dr. Indra Madam, and Professor Shastri for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So, thank you, Professor N.S. Rathore, Honorable Vice Chancellor MPUIT Udaipur, for sharing your wisdom. You have rightly put forward the concern for the low productivity of cereal crops. Then you have emphasized on the use of resources, specifically the micronutrient and water use efficiency. So once again, I thank you, sir. Now, I invite Professor M. Premjit Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, CAU Imphal, who is also the chairman of the valedictory session, for addressing the gathering.
Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. I welcome our most respected honorable, that is Vice Chancellor of MPUIT Udaipur, Professor N.S. Rathore, in this valedictory function as chief guest. And because Dr. N.S. Rathore is our mentor, I should say. And during his, tenure as Honorable DDG Agriculture Education, he helped a lot to this Central Agriculture University located in the remote corner of the country. And with his effort, our scientists, I deputed in 5-6 states, our scientists, professors in the tribal areas under tribal subplan, and we have already transferred our technology, as well as we have made interventions, and it was appreciated by everybody, including the stakeholders, even the policy makers in the northeastern region, and for which we submitted 50 success stories to the ICR headquarters for publication. It is under screening, sir. It is due to your what is support to this university. Not only that, also during your regime as DGG Agriculture Education, it was your brainchild, that is the National Agriculture Higher Education Project. And now we got this project, 24.5 crore project. And I am thankful to you for your support when you are DDG Education. And under this project, now we had already identified, selected 95 students and 37 teachers, and they will be exposed to foreign universities for 3 months to learn entrepreneurship skills in their respective subjects. And sir, actually for that also, I'm also thankful to you. So not only this, our Madam Sandis R. Balal, former director of iShare NBARI, Bengaluru. Madam, thank you for your kind support to this university every time. Still, after retirement also, you're helping this university. And according to your, what to say, idea, then vision, we deputed scientists from the whole northeastern region, even from the KBKs, to your institution for training on biological control. And now, even our scientists, they know what to say, new technologies, even new, what to say, intervention. Even we could successfully manage the whole army one. Last year also, this year also, when there was havoc in Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, and Manipur, only due to your guidance, actually, we could solve the problems of the farmers, and it was appreciated by the policy makers of the whole northeastern region about this whole army one problem. So all other, there is respected chairpersons, co-chairs, keynote speakers, reporters, delegates from all over the country, then our, what to say, chairperson, very dynamic lady, our Madam Professor Indira Sarangthem, chairperson of this webinar, and Dr. P.P. Davra, our Dean from that is College of Agriculture, Engineering and Post-Harvest Technology, and Dr. There is Haldhar, Shravan M. Haldhar, then Dr. Sastry, all the head of departments professor who are sitting here, and all the research scholars, students from the Central Agriculture University. And it is an opportunity for such university located in the northeastern region, in the remote area, because actually we got, that is, we interacted, or scientists interacted with the scientists from all over the country, from eminent scientists, eminent speakers, and now actually even we got the blessings from our honorable minister Kailash Chaudhuryji on the inaugural session, and today again we also received the blessings from our honorable vice chancellor MPUIT Udaipur, and we, that is, had already noted what are their, what to say, points, key points, which can be converted in the form of action as way forward. And in the context, because as the title of the, what to say, webinar is Agricultural Resource Management for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Since, because I'm from this region, I like to focus agricultural resource management for Atmanirbhar Northeast. And for this, actually, in my opinion, because the need of the hour is actually our farmers, then the unemployed youths, the migrant workers who has already returned from metropolitan cities, from Bangalore, from Mumbai. Now, our responsibility is more. So now our technology, then our, how to say, ideas, our technology products, our ideas, it cannot be confined only in the university, only in our institutions. And it should be immediately transferred to the, what to say, these end users, stakeholders. And yesterday, the same thing also in this, what to say, auditorium, our two honorable member of parliaments from Manipur, Lok Sabha, they visited this place and they were very much happy because actually yesterday we launched our product, that is about the pineapple powder. Then we also, there is the organically produced pineapple juice with, what to say, ginger flavor, blended with ginger. And then organically produced pineapple juice blended with cinnamon, then osmoti hydrated pineapple rings. And it was launched yesterday, and the honorable MPs, they appreciated a lot, not only teaching, research, and the extension education. Our scientists, they are also actively participated in this, what to say, uh, people's, what to say, programs. And we also, that is for the last 5 years, we also train about 450 unemployed youth in different campuses of Central Agriculture Universities for skill development, for capacity building training program for 3 months under corporate social responsibility. We have trained in different areas, either it may be piggery, post-harvest technology and value addition, beekeeping, then there is even mushroom cultivation. Now actually we are tracking all those, how to say, trainees who completed their training program from our institutions and how there is much they are successful. Either it is 60% or 70%. And that is why in this aspect, actually, it is the need of the hour. And regarding this, what to say, training program, what to say, seminar, because I also attended and this I heard about, what to say, points, ideas given by many keynote speakers. And for example, our first keynote speaker was our Dr. A.K. Singh from Director of IRI, that is New Delhi. So I was very much, what to say, impressed because he was talking about our variety, that is the chaghao. This we do call as chaghao poireiton, the black scented rice of Manipur, which got, that is GI tech recently. And one of our scientists from iShare, that is Manipur, she's working on that and how this chaghao poireiton actually it can be shortened and how the yield can be increased without the quality. Then even our honorable chief minister, he's very much interested. And we should not confine only this chaghao poireiton black scented rice, aromatic rice, not only for human consumption. And you asked your two scientists, kindly try to extract the anthocyanin from chaghao poireiton. And this anthocyanin, even we can, what to say, export to foreign countries, because the advantage with the northeastern region is this, our northeastern region, we're having, it is international boundary with 5 South Asian countries. So that is why he was guiding to us, you ask your scientists to, what to say, extract this anthocyanin, so that is actually, it will give, that is, what to say, full benefit in pharmaceutical industry. And regarding about the rice, because we cannot neglect rice. That is actually our honorable, the chief guest is telling that about the rice. And the same is actually about the requirement of the water and all those things. And the rice cultivation is not profitable so much. And that is why actually the farmers, they should, rice grower, they should shift from, what to say, rice cultivation to other high value crops, horticultural crops, vegetables, or fruits. But the thing is actually in our region, particularly in the northeastern region, now we tried a lot also. It is very difficult because the people of the northeastern region, the food habit is totally different. And usually the people, they do not take rice. Only, they do not take chapati. They used to take only rice 2 or 3 times. And if we say rice cultivation is not profitable, they will not listen. So that is the situation here. Now, ultimately, actually, we changed our idea. We should not tell all those things to our rice farmers and how this rice cultivation, it should be profitable. And we asked them, actually, there are what is the 3 points we asked about the variety replacement, yielding variety. The second one is our chief guest has already mentioned, because the farm mechanization, it is at the initial stage in the northeastern region. So if we do farm mechanization, the cost of cultivation, it will be reduced, and the rice farmers, they will get more profit. And the third point is about what to say, we're not getting the quality seeds, even the planting material also, the farmers. And still they are growing, not the seed, even the grain for human consumption, they are using as seed. So under such situation, because actually we also recommend to the state government, so if we require about 60 or 70 kg per hectare, so since we are not getting the, what to say, quality seeds, what we have to adopt those technologies. For example, system of rice intensification, it requires only 6 kg per hectare. It is 10 times less. Then another strategy is actually if we recommend integrated crop management, and we can reduce from 60 kg to 15 kg. Then another strategy is actually, as our chief guest has already mentioned, at present there is problem of the labor. We're not getting the labor. And under such situation, actually recently we practiced, that is in KV case, and that is drum seeder. And because I personally visited that, I was taking interest to drum seeder. And 1% cost about only, cost is about 4,000, but there is 600. It is from Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. When it reaches to Manipur, the cost is approximately rupees 6,000, very cheap. And one person can, what to say, complete 1 hectare very easily. Sometimes 1.5 and even 2 hectares also. Single person by using this drum seeder. And it is very much appreciated. And then actually even that person, we gave that drum seeder to that farmer, and not only for his paddy field, he is also earning, and per day he is taking, sir, rupees 2,000 for 1 day. So such type of innovative idea, because we have to encourage. And then regarding the about the there is local land races. Yesterday actually our 2 MPs. So you are always, your scientists, you are always giving focus on yielding varieties. If you focus only yielding varieties, then our local land races, which is very resistant to disease and pest and other abiotic strategies, it will be extinct. And his idea is also true, sir. But the thing is actually, when we ask to farmers to conserve this, our local races, then they complain to me, sir, actually, as per your advice, and we have already preserving our local land races, but we are not getting profit. Those farmers who are growing these yielding varieties, they are getting premiums, and we are becoming poorer and poorer. And for that, actually, even I approached to that, to the authority, that is क्या है PPFRI authority also. So whether we can give some sort of compensation, some sort of scheme to those farmers who are preserving our local races. So now it is still continuing, and in the context of the northeastern region, we are having about more than 2,000 local races, and even in Manipur also we collected about 244 land races. And we had already studied, our group has already studied about these 244 land races. And but every year we cannot maintain this 244. Then ultimately we deposited to the National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. But the benefit from these local races, our scientists, our breeders, including there is a retired director of research, Dr. Reni Kumar. So they crossed, and ultimately they developed some varieties which is very much liked by the that is the farmers of not only Manipur, even Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh. So I will cite some three varieties. One is CUR1. It is semi-glutinous rice variety, and sometimes it gives about even 6 tons per hectare. Under system of rice intensification, it is more than 6 also. Now, actually, our former there is a dean of this college, Dr. Ganesh Murthy, then Dr. Sastry, their group, they analyze and they compile one paper, and recently I sent to Apari newsletter. And according to this paper, then within 9 years after the release of this CUR1, the profit gained by the farmers of the northeastern region, they calculated, and their argument is actually the profit, it is 3 times more than the fund spent by the government of India to Central Agriculture University. Now that paper is under publication. So I feel very happy because actually the contribution of this single variety from the Central Agriculture University. And not only that, also recently that our Honorable Chief Minister, he has already focused about the double cropping of rice. And for doing double cropping of rice, we cannot grow these long duration rice varieties 135 days or 140 days. For that also our scientists, they develop a short duration variety only 100 days. And this is known as CAU-R3. And recently we have given seeds to the state government and the farmers in the month of March, last week of March, they grow this 100 days duration variety and giving yield of more than 4 tons per hectare. And they harvested in the first week of July. Again, in the last week of July, they grow other varieties. So by developing this, short duration, 100 days duration variety, now in the northeastern region, now we are successful in double cropping of rice. That is another achievement from the scientists of Central Asia University. And not only that, we are also having the rice varieties which can be suited in the upland, even the zoom areas, even the semi-deep water also. So that is why, because I was very much interested in the first technical session, because these varieties, and because without these varieties, we cannot go ahead. And the second thing is actually, what about in the context of the northeastern region? The whole northeastern region, if you visit, if you come, all the delegates from all over the country, if you visit the whole northeastern region, scenic beauty is there. But actually, after rice harvesting, you will find fallow land. It is known as just like barren land. The problem is actually we don't have assured irrigation except in Assam, some parts. And when there is no assured irrigation, the farmers are also helpless. Under such situation, what should be our intervention? So as our chief guest has already pointed out, and we are comfortable in the northeastern region also about the cereals, about vegetables and fruits are also, we are comfortable because during this COVID-19 period for the last 4 months, still we are getting about the fruits and the vegetables, no problem at all. And we are comfortable, but our problem is actually oil seed and the pulses. That is why we have to give more focus on oil seed and the pulses. In addition to that, not only in crops, even the fishes, even the eggs, then even the poultry bird, it is coming from Andhra Pradesh only. So there is high division in these areas. So that is why we have to think seriously on that aspect. And for that also, even if there is no water, technology is there. There is, we do call as zero tillage cultivation of rapeseed master. We can do even the pea also, even we can do even the lentil also. It is very much successful, and we have already done about more than 1,000 hectare demonstration for more than 6 years. And for that, actually, the university was given the Mahendra Samardhi Agri Award about 2-3 years back. And these are the things actually, because I'm more concerned about what to say, the farmers, what they like, what will be our intervention. Then actually, since Madam is also here, Madam is dear, Sandis Balal, Madam is dear, and because actually here the issue is actually, we're talking about integrated pest management, then safer pesticides, then even the nano pesticides. But since actually this reason actually, because we're talking about IPM for the last so many years, but in the real farm situation, we cannot implement integrated pest management in total, in the reality. And another issue is actually most of the farmers, not only the Sikkim, even in Arunachal Pradesh, then even Nagaland, Mizoram, they do not like to use these chemical pesticides. There is the serious challenge. So in this context, actually, because your expertise, your intervention about the biological control, biopesticides, biofertilizers, then even the plant origin insecticides, and it is having good, what to say, good prospect, particularly in this region. And here, actually, because now we are also thinking, I'm requesting to our learned faculty member scientists, kindly develop, what to say, the package of practice for pest management in organic farm. And if we say this integrated pest management or pest management in organic farm, it is the need of the hour. And then post-harvest technology and the value addition. And these are the things, farm mechanization. Then yesterday also, our honorable MPs, they instructed me, you should work on bamboo. Now bamboo is under, I think, horticulture. So there is good scope in the northeastern region on bamboo and how we can utilize this bamboo. And lastly, without taking much time, sir, actually, because this is the interaction of all the scientists all over the country. But my, what to say, that is vision is actually, by utilizing this expertise, by using these ideas of all the scientists from all over the country, then for the benefit of the farmers of the northeastern region, how we can, what to say, focused, what are the areas for agri-enterprises for Atmanirbhar Northeast. And in this aspect, I will spell out only 4 point or 5-6 points. The first one is the quality seed and the planting material production as an enterprise. And it will be very successful in the northeastern region. It is not only the farmers producers organizations, even the youth, even the migrant workers who has already come back in the northeastern region, and the quality seed and the planting material. And they can do for cereals, they can do for vegetable, fruits, flowers, aromatic and medicinal plants. And as I know, our farmers, they are earning rupees 1,20,000 to 1,40,000 per hectare, because from quality seed production of this CUR1 rice variety. And we have done with the farmers, producers organization for the last so many years under participatory mode. So my, what to say, vision, my appeal is actually this quality seed and planting material production. It can be one, what to say, it will be very important enterprise in the northeastern region. The second one is organic cultivation of selected high value crops, because northeastern region land holding is very small. It is on average of 0.6 hectares. And there are many issues, but where is our strength? Our strength is these high value fruits. I will cite some example. There is no comparison about this, the ginger, turmeric, black scented rice, Johar rice of Assam, king chili, that is Naga chili, pineapple, queen variety, oranges, Kashi mandarin, passion fruit, kiwi, large cardamom of Sikkim, Assam lemon, Kasai lemon of Manipur, orchids, anthurium. Not only the crops, even the high value fishes, for example, the Pengba, the state fish of Manipur, Osteoborma belangeri, the Pabda, state fish of Tripura, then Reva, not only fish, even the high value animals, the mithun, even the mithun, yak. So these are the strength of the Northeastern region. And if we have to go in the right direction, if we can produce these high value crops organically, then market is very easy. Now, every day from now, the queen variety of what to say, pineapple, it is airlifting is going on from here to Mumbai, from other places. Even from Tripura, it is airlifting earlier also from foreign countries. And because there is good scope and for this organic farming, organic cultivation, these high value crops. Then the third point is the protected cultivation and high-tech horticulture, and under which there is good scope, high-tech horticulture. And nowadays, the new concept for this unemployed youths, roof farming, container farming, then hydroponics, aeroponics, vertical farming. And through these enterprises, small enterprises, we can attract, motivate, and attract the unemployed youth. And we can convert them from job seeker to job creators. Then the fourth point is post-harvest technology and value addition on cluster mode by unemployed youth and farmers producers organizations. Not only the crops, even the jackfruits, even the soy milk, soy paneer, even we are also having the technology on fish kurkure, fish paneer. And these technologies now it should be transferred to the what to say, we have to sell this technology to those unemployed youths or organizations. Then the fifth one is dairy, piggery, poultry, goatry, and the rabbitry. And since the northeastern region, the food habit is totally different. And even we Manipuris, even the Tripura, that is we used to take 1% per capita consumption is 22 to 24 kg per year, 1%. Whereas in other places, it is only, there is 7, 8 kg. So we consume more, but in Manipur also, the deficiency is, we require about 52,000 metric tons, but we are producing only 32. The deficit is 20,000. So Andhra Pradesh, from Andhra Pradesh, fishes are coming. So that is why for fisheries also, because we cannot increase the water body. And that is why through what you say, these enterprises, there is then they can think about the biofloc, new technology, then about the pen culture, case culture in the lake, and even in the hills also, cold water fisheries. Then the 7th point is secondary agriculture is agri-enterprise, secondary agriculture, just like not only post-harvest technology, beekeeping, not only honey production, for other bee products also. And we can use the bees for pollination purpose under migratory beekeeping. And these, what to say, enterprises, it can be handled very easily by the youth also. And then sericulture for dual purpose, mushroom cultivation, even the shiitake mushroom of the northeastern region is very famous, and it can be given to the landless farmers, unemployed youth, and migrant workers. Then innovative entrepreneurship and agri-tech startups, for example, IT in agriculture, mobile agro advisory. Then custom hiring centers, the youth can do custom hiring centers. Then farm advisory services, input dealers, marketing skill and ENAM, production of biopesticide, biocontrol agents, and vermicomposting. Then for organic farming, then soil health management through soil health. Then ultimately, the new area for the youth is artificial intelligence, robots and the drones in agriculture. And lastly, the point which I like to put before this august house, all the eminent scientists from all over the country, in the context of the northeastern region, where farmers are poor, land holding, 0.6 hectares average. Sometimes the farmers, they do not have the land. The land belongs to the landlord and the village chief. Under such situation, in small land holding, the only option for the northeastern lies to integrated farming system, small scale or family-based integrated farming system. And since there is scenic beauty in all the states of the northeastern region, and there are diverse cultures in all the states of the northeastern region, and there is good scope of integration of this integrated farming system or integrated organic farming with agro-tourism, so that we can attract the tourists from outside. And ultimately, in my opinion, because as our honorable chief guest, Dr. N.S. Rathore, as well as our Dr. R.S. Baroda, always mention in their speech, how to motivate and attract youth in agriculture. And in my opinion, for the northeastern region, these points, some of these points, whether I do not know exactly, whether in my opinion, at least we can attract some youth, unemployed youth, then even the landless farmers, even the migrant workers into this light, so that actually instead of job seekers, we can create them as job creators or providers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wisdom. You have rightly reignited the issue of, or we can say, the trade-off between profitability issue along with the yield and the conservation of rice, specifically for local rices. You have also shared your vision for the agriculture specific to Northeast. Thank you, sir, again to you. Now I invite Professor E.V.D. Sastry for presenting the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Firoz. I'm coming to the stage of this 3 days marathon webinar. Professor N.S. Rathore Sab, BC MPAT, Professor M. Premjit Singh Sab, BC CIO, Dr. Chandish R. Balal, Professor Indira Sarantham, our Dean, Professor P.P. Dabral, heads of the departments of our college, then our external participant, Dr. Hewat Menker, the organizing secretary, Dr. Shravan, the winners and other persons who are all present with us in this webinar. I want to propose my vote of thanks first to Professor N.S. Rathore. Today he was very much engaged and he was driving. Therefore, he is very much tired, but he has enlightened us with his wisdom and also gave us points of discussion and also points to be followed in our future agriculture. I'm thankful to Professor M. Premjit Singh, our Vice Chancellor, who has given all the support and blessings to conduct this webinar. Not only that, his wisdom with his seminar. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chandish R. Balal. I know that although it is Sunday, you have given your 3 days time to us. Thank you very much. She has allowed us to use all the facilities. She has guided us in every respect in organizing this webinar. Particularly Dr. Dabral, and then mobilizing the resources that are there with them. And of course, all the chairpersons and co-chairpersons their best to conduct this seminar. are truly appreciated, and thank you. All the keynote speakers are very important because if they did not agree to our request, very light rather, but with the keynote speakers have actually made the dent and they have given very good presentations. Thank you all. You accepted our invitation. As I want to thank all the committee members of various committees constituted for this purpose, the technical persons, particularly Romeo, who was with us all the time, all the ID, then they all helped us and they were available at any time that we wanted them. And finally, I have to say that electricity was very new. And thank you all once again. And I will say Jai Hind. We conclude the 3 days of marathon cultural resource management for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you.
So by this, we end the session, valedictory session, and we sign off in hope to see you again in some other forum. Thank you all.